The evidence seems to indicate that you're watching Dolly Vision.
Footsteps down the hall, fingerprints of the dead, cold as stone. He's got the scoop, best around town known. Dolly Vision headlines, king of beat. Truth unravels, crackling through the heat. Lost soul shouting, echoes in the night. Rock the truth while live on their light. Jumping up, Dolly Vision's dreaming real. True crime scene flash feel so unreal. You do madness like share subscribe. Jack's on fire, burning the world fire. Where's the baby? Missing shadows crawl. People whisper footsteps down the hall. Fingerprints of the dead, cold as stone. He's got the scoop, best around town known. Dolly Vision headlines, king of beat. Truth unravels, crackling through the heat. Lost soul shouting, echoes in the night. Rock the truth while live on their light.
YouTube, where's the babies? Okay, where are the babies? That is the $150,000 question. Where is Jack and Lilly Sullivan? A lot of chaos, a lot of drama, a lot of people pushing narratives out here on the internet. And we're going to talk about a little bit about that tonight. And apparently, some of these people have a new boo thing. Daniel, apparently there's a mystery woman involved now, which is kind of crazy, But first, before we get into all the madness and all the craziness that is surrounding this case, I'm going to need you to leave your DNA all over that like button, just in case you go missing in the hills of Tennessee or the deep woods of Nova Scotia, or if Daniel tries to date you. Okay, that's dangerous, right? This is dangerous as being in Nova Scotia and Tennessee. I'm going to need your DNA on file so I can rescue your ass from weirdos, okay? From weirdos, I'm going to need your DNA. So leave it up, hit that like button. And if you're brand new and this is your first time watching my silly ass, make sure you sub up the channel, ring the bell for notifications, and of course, feel free to share my ugly face everywhere, as long as it's not Pornhub. And if you do share it on Pornhub, put me in the ugly category, okay? I'm taking over. Hashtag ugly.com, okay? Anyway, wait, let me give my warnings. I got to give my warnings because it's going to get a little bumpy. The road's going to get a little bumpy tonight. Dolly Vision's for entertainment purposes only. We talk news, rumors, gossip, speculation, theories, mixed with a little bit of comedy and a whole lot of chaos. So don't take nothing here as fact. It's just my opinion, people. Completely satire. The callers tonight, because I will be opening up the phone lines, opinions are theirs and theirs alone, not to reflect on Dolly. Don't get me sued. Okay, I'm broke. Also, everyone is innocent to proven guilty in a court of law. Even Daniel, Malaya, their family, all that good stuff. The people we're talking about tonight. And the biggest one of them all, you heard the producer. Don't be Dolly at home. It is dangerous. It is absolutely dangerous. And your head could explode. Okay. We don't need that. It's messy. It's messy. Okay. Now, with that said, put your seatbelts on because it, like I said, it might get a little bumpy tonight with what's going on in this case with Daniel and Malaya, right? You know, for the longest time, I thought Daniel was a sad, broken-hearted guy that was just trying to get Malaya back. You know, well, it looks like that ain't the case. Okay, curveball, right? Swing and a miss. Swing and a miss. Daniel has a new boo thing, allegedly. And the craziest part of this is this woman has kids. Now, listen, I know Daniel is a catch, okay? He's like straight, you know, like a women like bad boys. They like the bad boys, right? I don't know what's wrong with you, ladies. I don't know what's wrong with you. Apparently, she must have watched every episode of Breaking Bad and was like, yes, this is the man for me, the man that don't be watching kids and kids are vanishing. And I'm going to date this man, allegedly. Allegedly, says my producer, okay? There's going to be a lot of allegedlys in tonight's program. But what happened to searching for these kids forever? It sounds like you were searching for a piece of booty. Okay, that's what it sounds like to me, that you out worried about women more than you worried about these kids. And the same thing with Malaya. Malaya was ready to find a mingle because she was single, ready to get her freak on, get your freak on, like Missy Elliott would say, right? Get your freak on. So where's the concern really about these kids? I think the internet's more concerned where Jack and Lily is than the actual parent. And we can't call him the stepdad anymore. He done moved on. Okay, he's some other stepdad to some other kids now. Hopefully those kids don't go missing. But whatever woman right now would want to date this man during this chaos may have some mental health issues or drug habits herself, because, you know, sometimes birds of the same feather flock together, and people are alleging that Daniel's on that 2 + 2 = Breaking Bad. Okay, now I don't know if he is or not. I'm not there with him personally to know if he is, but according to Malaya's stepsister, that there was drugs involved in this whole disappearance of Jack and Lily, right? This is some straight Jerry Springer shit. I'm like, Jerry, right? We're going to have to dig him up from the dead. All right. I'm thinking, damn, this needs to be on, you know, Nancy Grace or something, but nah, this is more Jerry Springer, straight out the trailer park type shit to me now at this point, right? Good Lord. Now, you know, was Malaya, did she already have somebody else in mind, you know, and she was looking for an escape, or what is their motive to hurt these kids, or they just didn't give a damn about these kids? Because, I mean, you know, and I think most of you guys think this, that these kids didn't run away. We need Jerry, Dolly. I agree. Most of us think these kids didn't run away. Even Janie got a gun, okay, or a shovel. We're going to call her Janie got a shovel. Aerosmith's going to have to rewrite the song, okay? Janie got a shovel. She's been coming out speaking in Facebook groups, and allegedly she did an interview and is saying that the kids are alive, allegedly, and they're not on a reservation according to her. And she says Durwood's full of shit, okay? Now, we are getting mixed messages, like absolutely crazy, okay? I feel like when I watch this stuff that I am riding the crazy bus, okay? Like Canada, you guys got a little wild case going on here, right? With a whole lot of weird characters involved. I thought damn Tennessee was bad. Good Lord, Nova Scotia, you right up there with Tennessee. It's all kind of damn weirdos coming out the woodwork. So we got this, the mother of Daniel, you know, being all sad, acting like she cares. But here's the thing, your story's changed. Somebody's lying. Somebody is lying in this case. And who is it? Who, guys, who is lying? Let me tell you. Dolly gonna tell you. You know I'm gonna tell you because you know I like to talk, right? I'm gonna tell you who's lying. Every last damn one of them are liars. Every last one of these people that open their damn mouth, anybody talking is lying. Okay? Lying. You know who ain't lying? Malaya. You know why she ain't lying? Because she ain't talking. If she was to talk, she'd be lying. Okay? But she ain't talking. So that's the only person right now that ain't lying their ass off is the person that's most likely responsible. On no planet anywhere in this parallel universe that we live in is a mother going to leave their children and never look. Okay? People, there's something chaos was going on in that house before these kids went missing. They painted this trailer out to be like it was the perfect home. The Brady Bunch lived in this dirty ass meth lab. Okay? We know better than that now. They made themselves out to be these great parents and how they were hover parents and how the kids didn't go outside by themselves. I don't believe any of that. I don't believe nothing they said from the beginning because listen, they gave the media and the police one story, right? But now they're giving the police and the media a totally different story. So what does that mean? That means the first story was a complete lie, right? So if, you know, it's all like, oh yeah, I was lying, but now I'm telling the truth. Well, how can we ever believe you? Right? Because when I see these people now, I just think liar, liar, pants on fire. Okay? Like get a fire extinguisher, put these people out. The mother, of course, is going to lie for Daniel. And this is all about this Daniel's mystery woman, right? Damn. That's all I can say. Man, he moves quick for... He's a stud. Okay? I mean, damn. Daniel got some game. I never seen it. I never noticed. He had so much game with him. There's women out there that must love that tap out shirt. Okay. They're like, ooh, he looks sexy in that tap out shirt. Head so big, how does he walk through a doorway? Listen, ladies, we got to check y'all's pickers. All right. There's some people out here that their pickers are absolutely broken, right? Like PJ. She picked me, picker broke. Okay. But apparently, you know, these 1990 tap out shirts are in early 2000s. I don't know. He's the last person to own one. I just, you know, it's your base or douchebag starter kit. You get a tap out shirt and some Dickie shorts. I'm just saying. But it's so hard to believe that with the situation that's going on, that some woman would want, with kids, would want to date a man that is a suspect in the disappearance of 2 small children. Okay? What the hell is this woman thinking? Or what the hell is she smoking? Okay, well, I think we can figure out what they're smoking. Okay, I think we can put 2 to 2 together. It equals Breaking Bad. Okay? But so many people want to believe Jamie and some of these channels out here, you know, nothing against the channels. You can believe whatever you want to believe. You know, you have the right to your opinions and things like that. But I don't believe none of it. And I want to encourage the viewers watching not to buy into this shit because they want you to believe these kids are alive. And the sad news is this. Trigger want to cover your ears, earmuffs for sensitive people. They're not. Right? These kids are not out there being hid somewhere living their best life. None of these people give a shit, and they're showing you that with their actions. PJ tells me all the time. Actions speak louder than words. Okay? And we're seeing their actions. We've seen Malaya's actions. We've seen Daniel's actions. He's done moved on already. You think he's out there worried about these kids? They're smoking that T-Rev. That is absolutely right. That's too funny. That is too, you got Stop it. Y'all gonna get me in trouble. Okay. Y'all gonna get me in trouble. But yeah, they're definitely smoking a T-Rev. And like women, I'm hoping this woman, whoever's dating them, is like dating him, but not bringing him around the kids right now. I think the best thing for anybody to do is, you know, to wait it out a little bit and see how this plays out. Now, is there a point that Daniel needs to move on with his life? I'm sure there is. Okay. But we're just 2 months into this, and you already trying to shack up with another woman in your dirty ass trailer. At least take this time that you're single and clean the yard. Okay. That's it. That's all Dolly asks. Clean the yard. You know, I go out daily and I pick up little things in the yard, just, you know, any trash or anything that may be in the yard, and just clean the damn yard. Right. Don't worry about a relationship. You know, worry about getting your house to be where kids can be there, because Daniel has other kids, right? He has other kids. And if he wants to see his kids, he needs to have a safe environment to see them children. And he needs to stop lying to the police. This woman, you know, you're dating a liar. And we know she's watching, right? Because everybody watches. Daniel's watching, everybody watches. It's just the way it is, right? Malaya's probably watching. Would you want to put yourself in that situation to where you're dating this guy, you fall in love with this guy? You know, maybe Daniel's a lovable dude. Who knows? He could be a smooth operator on the DL and we don't know, right? Slide on in like, hey, baby girl, what's up? You know, I don't know, right? He may be like JLR, smooth, right? And you just don't know, right? You're just too caught up on the wavy hands and don't realize that's a pimp, okay? Never seen it coming. Never seen it coming. This some sneaky pimps you got to worry about. They slide on in there like, right? Never even knew. Never even knew. Never seen it coming, right? So maybe Daniel's like that. But imagine you build this relation with somebody, and then the next thing you know, he's in jail for lying to the authorities. And you know, dating this guy, you're dating a liar, okay? Straight up. If your story's not the same, listen, you know what never changes? The truth. Okay. He's like Mr. Deeds. Y'all have seen that where the butler dude, he's all sneaky. He said, never underestimate my sneakiness. Okay. You got to watch out for sneaky pimps, smooth operators. Daniel must be one of those. He's like, yo, girl, I got that good stuff, right? Come to the candy shop, like 50 Cent would say. And they just flock into the trailer like it's Playboy Mansion, okay? That's terrible. That's terrible. He got a flock, right? He got a flock. Damn. That's really all I can say is like, what the hell, right? What the hell? And, you know, I've seen a lot of people today talking about what Daniel's mother has been saying, and it kind of goes against everything that was originally said in the beginning. Because listen, we know the RCMP spent probably millions of dollars with the search efforts for Jack and Lily. All right. It ain't cheap to search for these kids. Helicopter fuel's not cheap. You ever tried to fill up a helicopter? You'd be amazed at what it costs for a tank of gas in a helicopter. It don't burn regular fuel at the pump. Okay. So the price of the search efforts, would they have ever searched the woods if Janie with a shovel would have went out there and said, hey, Malaya put these kids in a car, she's hiding the kids? Why didn't they tell the RCMP this from the very beginning? Right? Wouldn't an Amber Alert would have went out under that? What did they knew? They put her in a car, there's a vehicle, but yet she has no description of the car. And their stories are constantly changing. Why are they lying in a missing kid case? I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell you why they're lying. You know why they're lying? To cover up the disappearance of these kids. Listen, if they did nothing wrong, if they did absolutely nothing wrong, would they be lying? Okay. Like, why would I just come out and lie if I didn't have nothing to cover up or to hide? That's the reason people tell lies. It's because they're covering for something. Even a little lie in a missing kid case, a little tiny white lie, that is terrible. And they ain't been telling no little white lies. Dolly described it best. They're all attending a Methodist church, right? Oh, yeah, they definitely, if you ask them their religion, I'll guarantee you Methodist. Okay. I guarantee you they're all Methodist. And that's probably where he met the new chick, is at a Methodist church. I don't know. Or he could be a smooth dude. He may not even be doing that. I mean, we got two people pointing the fingers at each other, making crazy statements about each other. Okay. That they're doing drugs, and she hid the kids and he's in the bathroom doing drugs. So they're in this point of bashing each other. And you would think if they committed this crime together, they wouldn't be doing that, right? So to me, this is very odd. It's a very odd situation, because both of them have to know what happened. Okay. Both of them. There's no way Daniel was awake, right? He alleges Malaya was asleep. And then it was Malaya got in the bed and woke him up. So his story has been changing for so much. And what makes it so crazy for me is people believe him, right? Everybody believed the kids were on the reservation. Now Janie's come out with her shovel and said the kids were put in a car and they're not on a reservation. They're hid somewhere else. Now everybody wants to believe this lady. Look at their actions. Okay. Just look at their behavior. The line from the beginning, lying to the authorities. So weeks with people out there hurting themselves, sweating, getting bit by mosquitoes was done for absolutely nothing, according to Daniel and Daniel's mother in Durwood. Okay. They did all that. Where's their, I don't know. Who really cares? Okay. If you don't have nothing to, if you're just repeating what a liar says, and don't know better, right? Listen, they try to justify the line by saying Daniel made a mistake. We're just going to say he made a mistake. No, he fucking lied. Okay. He is a liar. And what you say moving forward, I could, even if you came out right now and told the God's honest truth, I wouldn't believe nothing you said. If you said it was nighttime, I'd go outside to make sure the sun ain't out. I don't believe none of them. They all, I stick with what I said on day one. Lock every last one of these people up until one of them tell where them babies are. If these people were sitting in jail, Dolly law, we would have these kids. I say lock up Jamie and her shovel. Lock up Daniel. Lock up Malaya. Fuck it. Throw Durwood in there with him so he'll be quiet. Okay. Stop spreading misinformation all over the internet, touring like you Motley Crue. I thought that man had a tour bus. I was like, has he got a tour bus? He's been on every damn channel he can get his hands on, right? Anybody that'll listen. You would think his kid was missing. It is absolutely junkyard Jamie. It is insane, right? It is insane what's going on. Now, I don't know if it's a circus, but they're definitely putting up the tent. Okay. Like it, you know, we got in the Sebastian Rogers case and we talked about that earlier today. Now that was a full blown circus. I'm talking about dancing monkeys. Well, there's already dancing monkeys in this one. Okay. There's literally a monkey already involved in this one already, right? You can't get rid of the people and their monkeys, lions, tigers, and bears, right? Oh my. And they turned Sebastian Rogers' case into a full-blown just circus, all right? You could buy cotton candy. They had concession stands. I mean, it was everything like that, right? The YouTube World Tour, right? So now we see this kind of developing in the Jack and Lily case. There was one thing, you know, maybe a few weeks ago, I was like, well, at least this hasn't turned to a complete circus, right? I was like, it's not a circus. But now I see them putting up the tent, and I'm like, okay, this is only going to get worse, right? It's only going to get more crazy and more crazy as we go on. The thing is this, there's 2 missing kids. Jack and Lily's been missing for 2 months with no answers, no sightings, and inconsistent statements from everybody. A mother that acts like she don't care. The biological father apparently didn't care. You know, I feel bad for the grandmother, you know, because she's just kind of called out there like, damn. I feel bad for her. But the rest of them, I say throw them right in jail, let them sit, let them rot until one of them talk. And listen, we know they've broke the law. Child neglect, they should all be in jail for child neglect. At least Daniel and Malaya. Okay? It's just facts, right? And not only that, but definitely lying to authorities. We know they lied. The police, the RCMP know they lied. Do you think the RCMP is not watching what is taking place on the internet with all these YouTube channels and these Facebook groups where these people are coming out and speaking? Like every time Daniel goes into a chat room, people screenshot it, right? So everything he said in every room, I've seen, okay? And these things are going to be used against them in court. If they're ever prosecuted, unless RCMP has just completely dropped the ball and they're the stupidest people on the planet. And I'm going to try to be hopeful that they're not. Belinda's the only one that speaks with any, yes. I mean, because, you know, she don't have anybody to protect in this, right? Her son basically wasn't around, okay? There's no reason to protect Malaya. There's no reason to protect Daniel. And she's the only one that looks like she's really grieving from the disappearance of these children. So I feel really bad for grandma. Okay. It sucks to be her right now. She's going through it, and she's not a stupid woman. She knows these children are gone. That's what she believes, right? And usually mothers and grandmothers, they got this gut instinct that know when shit ain't right. I'm sure the grandma don't believe one drop of what all these people are saying, and rightfully so. And neither should none of you guys, and be feeding into this whole thing, right? It's one side pushing a narrative, and they're doing it publicly. The other side's pushing a narrative, but they're sending people out to do it. The stepsister, Malaya's friend, you know, we've heard from people like that. And it's 2 sides going head to head. And the weird thing is, it reminds me of Adam Montgomery and Kayla Montgomery. What they did in court was, and what they did was they point the fingers at each other. You did it. You did it. You did it. You did it. And then, of course, you don't know who did it. They did that to throw in doubt. And, of course, Adam Montgomery got sentenced to, you know, how many life in prison. And they let Kayla Montgomery go. And the crazy thing is they planned that. They even said in court that they planned it. That you point the finger at me, I'll point the finger at you, and I'll do all the time, and you'll walk. And the crazy thing was, yeah, rest in peace to Harmony Montgomery. Beautiful little girl. The crazy thing is their plan worked. I mean, they planned it from before they got arrested. Okay, when we get arrested, you do this, I'll do this. And they planned it, and actually their plan worked. Exactly like they planned. She walked, he went to prison. And the reason why he wanted to do that is so she would be there to take care of the kids. That shit's insane. You kill one kid, but worried about the other kids? It don't make any sense. But listen, same thing with Leilani Simon in Georgia. She killed one kid, but loved the other 2 kids. We got a situation where we got 2 kids missing, but this woman loves Meadow. It almost don't make good sense, right? It almost don't make good sense. But listen, the reason we don't understand these types of things is because we're not fucking crazy, right? We got good common sense. We wouldn't do these things. It's hard to understand because we're not on the same brain level as these people that have mental health issues, right? Because anybody, if you sitting around thinking about hurting your kid or making your kids disappear, you got some serious mental health problems and you need to go to a psychiatrist. If you're thinking about hurting anybody or making anybody disappear, you need to go out and get some help. If you are under the influence of heavy drugs, you need to reach out and get some help, right? So I believe, listen, there's no excuse, even if you have mental health issues, to hurt somebody else, right? Like a lot of people, they do crimes and then they play crazy, right? They act like, oh, I don't know what I was doing. Well, we got a place for crazy people. It's called prison, okay? Everybody in there is crazy. You'll fit right in. But, to be like, I heard a lot of people trying to defend Malaya with, postpartum. Now, as a man, it's hard for me to speak on that. I don't understand that. When men have kids, we don't go through any changes, right? Our wallet, all right? That's it. That's the only thing that changes. There's not the chemical imbalances. And listen, I know it's a real thing, ladies, right? But as a man, I have a hard time truly understanding that. Even though I know I have a kid and I've seen my baby mama, she got a little crazy after Tiff was born. We're not depressed though, right? Just she seemed a little crazier. She's always been crazy, but she seemed a little crazier after the child was born, right? And I understand you go through these changes, your body goes through changes and stuff like that. But if you're going through these, there's still no excuse to hurt your child, okay? When you're going through these hormonal changes or these things which are in life, you need to reach out for help, right? You don't wait to the breaking point and then do something crazy and then, make excuses for that, right? Because you have to take care of your mental health, right? It's really important. Like so many people, if they get a cold, they'll go to the doctor. But if they start to have intrusive or crazy thoughts, they don't want to go to a shrink because what? People will think I'm crazy. No, your mental health is more important, just as important as any other part of your body, is to keep your mind right. And just because you're going through something don't mean everybody goes through things, right? It's knowing to reach out and get yourself a little help. So there's no excuses out there ever that are justifiable to me that you hurt or do something horrible with your kids, right? It's just not. The young lady that just went missing and was dropped off on the side of the road. Right now, for some reason, I'm going blank and can't think of her name. And her mama was nuts and killed the dog, and they found the little girl. Can somebody help me out with her name right here real quick? And her mama, of course, Claire Bell. Thank you so much. Thank you. And her mama was clearly unhinged. Okay. She was slowly getting worse and worse until she dropped the baby off on the side of the road. And thank God that baby was found. Okay. For the people that seen it, reported the tip, the drone operators, the police did a great job in recovering this little girl. And she was, she said she was just waiting for her mom. And she'd been out there like 3 days. That's brave little girl, right? Now, what do we do with the mother? What do you do with the mother in that situation? She let herself slowly become unhinged. And the people around her seeing her come unhinged because she was doing it publicly. She was posting videos on like TikTok and shit like that. They should have done something, right? When you see people falling apart, you need to help them. Now, here's the thing about Malaya. She seems like she had a support group. Okay, her mother. Look, when the kids went missing, her mother came and rescued her. Right? Her mother came and rescued her. So she had a support group that she could turn to. Did she get overwhelmed as a young mother with 3 kids? 2 of them possibly on the spectrum, right? And kids have so much energy. Listen, as a father, it's hard dealing with 1 kid. I know that. I just got off the phone with my daughter, right? And it's just like it never ends. There's always going to be something, right? So dealing with that much at a young age may have been too much for her. Like, I share this, that I was in Walmart and this girl was pushing, she had 2 kids in a stroller and then like 1 kid dangling off of her. And it just, the kids were screaming, ripping shit off the racks. And when I looked over at this girl, the first thing I did was I felt bad for her. I was just like, maybe you should have spaced those kids out a little bit so it ain't so much on you at one time. But listen, some people handle a bunch of kids like it ain't nothing. I'm just saying, for me, I couldn't do that, right? I thought 1 kid was hard enough. Now, maybe when Tiff got a little older in age and like when she was in school, could I had another kid and dealt with it? Yeah. But if you would have been like, if I would have had triplets, I'd have done found the highest thing to, I wouldn't. I'd had to cope, but it would have been a lot. You know what I'm saying? A lot. And that's still no excuse to hurt your kids, but you got to know when to reach out to somebody for some help. Like, hey, I need a day off, right? Because everybody needs a break, right? They failed Claire Bell and her mother. Well, it's the people around you, right? If you don't have a support system and nobody's watching what you're doing and you're slowly coming unhinged and nobody tries to help you, it's bad, right? And her mother needs some help. You can see that it's the reason she did what she did is mental health issues. Okay. Her brain ain't right. So do we put her in jail? Yes, absolutely. But we also got to get you some help. So when you get out of jail, you understand what you did, right? Because would she have done what she done if she wasn't sick? Possibly not. But still, sick or not, you got to pay the price for that crime. Even if Malaya was depressed, even if she had postpartum, there's no reason that these kids should be gone. And there's no reason that Daniel should be lying to the authorities. And there's no reason the RCMP shouldn't arrest these 2 people. Now, Jamie with a shovel instead of a gun, she's out here lying also. Okay, she's out here lying also. If that was the truth, why didn't she tell the police that? Why didn't she want the police in her trailer? Why did she got a big ass wolf dog? Okay. She ain't got a little tiny ass dog. What if her dog attacked these kids? They all covering it up, it's a crazy situation. And how fast, of course, because the topic tonight is the mystery woman, how fast he's moved on. And I believe, look how fast Malaya moved on. She's already out partying at the beach like Casey Anthony. With a month of her kid, and her family's out there talking about, oh, well, she can't sit in the house and cry. How many people think Malaya's sitting in the house crying? Not me. Right? I mean, day one, she's done left. She done got on Facebook, changed her profile to single. She wanted to get away from Daniel. Okay? The last woman he had kids with wanted to get away from him too. That we know there's 2 Daniels, right? We heard him say that. I want to be the old Daniel that you met at the waterfalls. Well, what Daniel are you now? The drug addict, lying ass Daniel? Because that's what it's looking like. Okay, maybe that's why he's saying 2 Daniels. But it's a sad situation and nothing being done. I would have had these people locked up. They'd have been sitting in the worst part of the jail that you can sit in, solitary, by themselves. Thank you so much for becoming a member. That's a great way to support the channel, guys. Also, before I forget, there is a link pinned at the top. It says Gibson Go. I'm going to be flying down to Florida to cover the Maddie Soto case. If you're not familiar with Maddie Soto, Jen Soto is her mother. Worst mother ever. Okay. I mean, ever. Malaya's up there. Katie Proudfoot's up there, but Jen Soto is like the worst mother. And she basically handed her daughter to her boyfriend on a silver platter, and he was sexually SA-ing her, okay, from the time she was 8 years old. And then he murdered her, threw her body on the side of the road, drug her up under some trees like a piece of trash. I'm going to be going down to Florida to cover that case, which is expensive, to plane tickets, to hotels, things like that. So I posted that Gibson Go link. If you got a couple bucks and you want to help me with the trip to bring y'all some content, donate to that link and then throw stop signs in the chat and let me know that you did, because it don't pop up on my screen like when people become a member or super chat. So I can just personally thank you, because it helps my travels. It makes a difference if I stay in a crack hotel or a place that don't have bed bugs. Okay. So if you got a few extra bucks, you can spare it, throw it in that link that's pinned at the top, and my mods will be posting it. And I'll thank you guys so much. And now listen, if you can't afford it, don't worry about it. Okay. But like I said, if you find a couple extra bucks in your account, some sticky change in your car, and you can help a brother out, definitely hit that link. And but let me know when you do, so I can personally thank you, give you a big virtual hug. And I'm going to be down in Florida next week. And I know it's going to be hot and miserable. I hate the heat. Okay. But I want to see justice served for Maddie Soto. And if you're not familiar with the case, it is horrible. It is horrible what he did to this little girl. And next week he goes to trial for 60 counts of child P, where he was taking pictures of him SA-ing this girl from the time she was 8 years old up until the time she was 13 years old. And this mother fed this child. St. Cloud kissing me. Thank you, Sarah. And it says Real Gym Hotels. Now, I don't know. I just know it's a real expensive area because it's Orlando, and it's, I guess, where Disney is. So everything's super expensive. So that's why I said it's a difference if I stay at a crack hotel or a decent hotel. So if you got an extra couple bucks and you can hit that link at the top. Now, super chats, YouTube don't give me that for like 45 days. So that's why we post that link, because that helps immediately. Thank you. Joyous N. Thank you. Now, like I said, I'll be covering that live for you guys from Orlando next week. So we won't have, I mean, we may have some call-ins. I don't know how I'm going to operate everything, but I will be streaming the trial, and I will be at the trial. Now, I put in for my LLC today, Dolly Vision Media Group. I'm hoping I'll have that in time to get my media pass so I can take everything into the courtroom. Army Mom, thank you so much for gifting that. So that way I can be in the courtroom with my phone, updating as it's live, and broadcasting it. Either way, I'm broadcasting it, but I want to be able to be live with you guys in the courtroom. So hopefully all my media pass, the LLC, will be set up in time for me to get my media pass. If it don't happen for this court case, it'll definitely happen for the next one. So they got to treat me like actual media, because now I own a media corporation. Okay. So, and you know, the whole thing about Canada, I would have already been in Canada. Cobra Kai, good to see you, brother. Pow. I'd have already been in Canada if I'd had the passport situation situated. And I still haven't got the passport, even applied for it yet. I keep meaning to do it, but I've been tied up with doing other things. Thank you, Nina. So I haven't been able to get my passport because I'd already be standing outside Malaya's house screaming, right? Where's the baby? You guys have been watching me. You know I've already been there, right? So it kind of like, damn, you lucky you ain't in America, Malaya. I'd be camped in front of your house right now. Helena, I see the stop sign. So if you donate, let me check. I'd be camped in front of her house right now. I shit you not. Helena, it says, thank you for donating to the Give Send Go, Helena. It says, thanks, Dolly and PJ, for all you do. Let me like your comment. Heart it. Diane, thank you so much. And you didn't leave a comment. You just donated. Thank you so much for the donation, Diane and Helena. You guys are absolutely the best, right? And like I said, that Give Send Go goes instantly into an account that the money is accessible to me now. So thank you guys. Thank you so much. Big virtual hugs to you. Now, like I was saying, if Malaya had lived in America, I'd already be camped out in front of her house raising hell. Okay. And some attention needs to be drawn to this. And a lot of times what that does do is it draws the attention of the media. And to see that no mainstream media, even in the States, have picked up Jack and Lily, it blows my mind. If this case would have happened in America, every American eye would be on this case. People demanding answers, right? Especially two small kids like this. One blonde hair, blue eyed kids is a big deal in America. You got two little kids missing, native kids at that. Well, I don't know how native they are. I mean, a little percentage of native in them. But this would have been a huge deal in America. Much love, respect to Dolly and PJ. Thank you, PG, little girl. That is nice of you. Me too, Dolly. I thought Nancy would have. I guess, they weren't worried about what's going on here in America. And Ohio, thank you, Ohio. OH, okay. Then what's going on with our brothers and sisters in Canada? But we're neighbors, right? It's just like if my neighbor's kids went missing or anything like that, I would support my neighbors. And I just look at Canada like, you're our neighbors. And of course, if we got your back, when something happens in America, you guys are going to have our back. And that's how it should be. Kids are important no matter where they're at in the world. Any kids go missing. I don't care if you go missing in South Africa. Your life is just as important as a kid from Canada, just as important as a kid from America. All these kids matter. Thank you, Nina. That is super awesome of you guys. Welcome to the Blessed Express. Okay. Nina just got her a ticket. She's riding. Buckle up. But, woman that has decided to date Daniel, or any man out there right now, because men don't care. They don't care you missing 15 kids and they ain't got no teeth, right? Men don't care. But women, I thought they cared a little bit more, right? Because a dude quick would date Malaya. All right. They'd be like, hey, are you missing your kids? Good. That means you free this weekend. It's terrible, right? It's terrible. But listen, you ain't got no responsibilities. You can be single. Okay. Blue Rose Rambling. All right. Let me see what it is. Let me see what it says. Thank you. You can, if you're single like that, you can mingle. Just Pam. Oh, wait, there's been a bunch of you guys. Thank you so much. Angela, thank you for all you and PJ do for these children. Angela, thank you so much. Let me heart that. All right. And this one is from Sarah. It says, just a small amount to help, maybe some travel M&Ms. Thank you and PJ for what you do. Thank you, Sarah. That is awesome. I do like M&Ms. I like the ones with peanuts. Just Pam, thank you and PJ for all you do. Love watching both of you have fun. I don't think I'm going to have too much fun, Pam, but I will get some joy out of watching this man go to prison for the rest of his life. Okay. Anonymous giver, I hope you get your media pass. Blue Rose rambling. Thank you, Blue Rose. I hope so too. Right. But either way, if I have to, I will step out the courtroom like I did for anybody that watched me during the Harmony Montgomery trial when I flew to where is it? Damn, New Hampshire. Okay. New Hampshire was an experience. Okay. Because New Hampshire still has crackheads. We don't got crackheads all anymore in Virginia. Shannon, thank you so much. We got junkies, right? People falling asleep, nodding out. New Hampshire still had crackheads. It was like going back in time. Okay. So what I did in New Hampshire is I was able to stream the trial to you guys. I was in the courtroom, and then anytime they took a break, I came out and jumped onto the live. So that way I could update on what the jury was looking like, what's going on in the courtroom. And then we would go to locations where Harmony was beat to death. We went to Tone Capone, for anybody who remembers that, Tone Capone's house. Just anywhere that involved a crime is kind of, we kind of did that during the breaks, like during the lunch times and stuff like that. So you got to see the whole thing. Like, and we're going to do the same thing in this. I'm going to take you to where Maddie's body was dumped. I'm going to take you to Jen's house. I'm going to take you on the route that they took. I'm going to take you to the school.
I'd be with you if I didn't have to work. I'm only 20 minutes away from her.
Okay, Kelly. Well, I will be down there, and I'm going to be the voice for everybody because, you know, somebody has to say something to Jen Soto. And I am praying to little baby Jesus right now that she walks into that courtroom, because to get in that courtroom, you got to walk past them stairs, and to walk past them stairs. Cheryl, thank you. Thank you so much. You're going to have to walk past me. Right. And now anybody that knows you walk past me, I'm going to say something to you. Just like the Corey Bigsby, he murdered his son, Cody Bigsby, and he had to walk right past me. And I was like, where's the baby? Right. So I confronted him. I confronted Karen Reed, which some people like Karen Reed. So it will be easy. She was found innocent. Okay. So I can't say anything bad about Karen Reed anymore. All right. But I did tell her she would look good in orange.
Just be careful if you stay in Kissimmee. See you there.
Is it bad? Is it bad in Kissimmee? I've never been there. Now, I've been to Florida, but I've been down the coast of Florida. I've been like to Daytona, Jacksonville, Miami, to the Keys. Keys are beautiful. But I've never been to like the other side of Florida, like Orlando, more towards the Gulf of America. Okay. Used to be AKA the Gulf of Mexico. You know, now it's kind of the Gulf of America. I've never really been there, so I don't know how bad it is. I know there's certain parts of Florida that's really bad, right? Parts of Miami, like Dale County and stuff like that, that's really like gang and really bad. So I don't know. I don't know. I just don't want to stay in a real shitty hotel. You know, that's why I put up the link. It makes a difference. So thank you for everybody, America. But I'll stay wherever I got to. I just don't really want to. You know what I'm saying? So you can help that out, right? One less bed bug I get bit by. So thank you for everybody that's donated that and has helped out. Dolly, where have you been? Well, lately on the weekends in the summertime, I like to go out and enjoy my weekends. You know, I need to spend time with my family and my girlfriend and, you know, the kids and shit like that. And so I've been allotting time on the weekends to go out and do things. So I haven't been live much on the weekends, but you know, I'll be live a lot this week coming up because I don't have anything else to do. I don't really know anybody in Florida. I'm just going to be there to cover the case and sitting in a hotel room. So you're going to get a lot of live this week coming up. from me, because it's going to be just Dolly Vision Live all the time. The whole court's going to be streamed. It'll be me talking about it from after the hotel room, me covering other stuff. So you'll get a ton. You'll be tired of looking at my face time this shit's done. You'll be like, damn, I can't stand that. I mean, you probably don't like my face now, but you really ain't going to like it. I'm going to be live a lot. So, but even with that done, we're going to keep up with what's going on with Jack and Lily. Okay. And I'm praying, I always say there's two things I don't wish on people. I don't wish death or jail on people. Nina.
I will have vanilla ice cream. Folded hands emoji.
You will have vanilla ice cream? I got some cookies and cream ice cream in the freezer I might have to get. But I always say I don't wish jail or death on nobody. I'm going to have to change that. I can say I don't wish death on nobody unless you're a murderer. I can't even say that because I think Stephen Stearns, I would pull the execution thing on him. And these people that hurt these kids, listen, I wouldn't even need an executioner's mask. I walk out with you can see me pull the switch, right? I am pro death penalty as you can be. I believe if you take a life, and I look at it worse when you're a family member because you're supposed to protect these kids. And I look at it worse when it's kids. It's bad when you kill an adult too. Don't get me wrong. But it's way worse when you hurt an innocent child. An adult might have did something and now I can't say caused their death, but led to actions, because every action has a reaction, and you did something and somebody comes and kills you for it. It's a little more not as bad because children, they're innocent, right? Especially at the age of Jack and Lily and Maddie Soto. You're talking about this kid was hurt at 8 years old. Jack and Lily, 4 and 6 years old. What could they have ever done in this world that they deserve to be hurt or mistreated? Nothing, right? Just little innocent angels. And the people that do stuff to people like that, oh man, it shouldn't be 20 years to execute you, right? Like in our country, it takes 20 years to execute somebody. No, you should get one appeal. Within 3 years, you're executed. Put that on Dolly law too. This whole sit on death row for 20 years until they do away with the death penalty, and then they let you live anyway. Because slowly states are doing away with the death penalty. We don't want to play God. It's wrong to kill people. What about the victims? What about these kids that'll never have a chance in life that could have cured cancer or done something great for the world, but their life was cut short because wasting taxpayers' money? I agree with that. And I know there's a lot of people in here that disagree with me about my stance on capital punishment. You're like, Dolly, the wrong people get executed. Well, I always grew up believing you got to break a few eggs to make an omelet, right? We got to do better in our court system so we don't execute the wrong people. That's why I say, hey, especially for these people that things are caught on tape, like it's on video, there's no doubt you did it, okay? We watching you do it. Everything's on cameras these days. You shouldn't sit on death row for 20 years. You go into a school and you start hurting people, or you go walk into a mall and you start hurting people, and we got you on video doing it. We're going to wait 20 years to execute you? No. Hell no. They should right after court ends, they should walk you out back and finish the job, right? Because that, especially if it's 100% without a doubt, it's you. Now, if there's any doubt, that's a different story. But when there's no doubt, you shouldn't sit on death row for 20 years. You could die from something else in that amount of time. So let me ask y'all this. This is a little squirrelish, right? Off topic. But there was a dude that got sentenced to death. All right. He's going to be executed. He sat on death row so long, he had a heart attack and he died. Okay. They brought him back to life. They went in and shocked him, like they did me. And they brought him back like they did me. He said that he served his life sentence because he died. Okay. And he was appealing them from executing him because he had died in prison. Anybody hear that? Anybody hear that story? They denied him, right? They denied him, right? They were like, you're going to die again, right? But he literally died in jail and they brought him back to life. And he said that he pulled his life sentence because he died. I'm thinking, okay, you know, that's a little crazy. You know what I'm saying? That's a little crazy, right? You don't think about that when you sentence somebody to death. Like, no, it's till you die and stay dead. Okay. It ain't when you die and come back to life, right? You got to be clear these days when you sentence somebody to death. Listen, if you die 72 times, your ass is staying there till you're completely dead. Okay. We got to make this clear for these people that may die and come back to life. Dang, found a loophole. Yeah, he was fighting it because he had a heart attack and died and came back to life in jail and said he pulled his life sentence to let him out. He wanted out of prison. And I don't think they ever ran across a situation like that, you know, where somebody died that was on death row and came back. And then they were like, well, I died. Let me out. Damn. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy. That is absolutely crazy. But with that said, is the RCMP incompetent? Right? Because at this point, if you just allow these people to continue doing what they do and you don't do nothing about it, to me, that is incompetent police work. Because you have these people for lying to authorities. You have these people for criminal child neglect. And it's like they're not putting any pressure on these people to make them confess. Now, if you ain't doing nothing to me and I commit a crime, am I going to tell on myself? No, nobody is. Nobody's just going to go tell on themselves unless they have unless they're generally a good person and they have a conscience. Would they tell on themselves? But if you're doing something like this to hurt a kid or dispose of a kid, you ain't a good person. So why would you ever tell on yourself? You wouldn't. Now, I'm going to open up the phone lines. I want to hear from you guys tonight. What has happened to these kids? What do you think about this woman that is dating Daniel and she has children? Here's the thing. In this, we know social services are investigating, right? With his kids, Meadow, and this new woman emerges with kids. It's like you're putting your kids in a bad situation. Is she going to end up losing her kids? Right? Because the social services, there's a reason they didn't want Daniel around Meadow, that he had to have supervised visitations, because a lot of people believe it's drugs. And now you got a new woman with kids, allegedly, that's dating Daniel. And how he loved Malaya and he wanted to go back to the old Daniel. But yet, you moved on that fast within a couple of weeks. I mean, she moved on fast too. So they must have had they act like, he said nothing was wrong in the relationship. And he promised Malaya he would search and he was going to keep his word. And what a bunch of lies. What a lying ass, dirtbag ass dude. I don't even care you in the room. Wow. Same thing with Malaya. What a slutty thing to do, right? Even with the single ready to mingle, when you just was in a relationship and you got your kids missing, it's like they're worried about themselves and they're not worried about these kids. So my question to you guys, what do you think about a woman that would date a man in this situation? Would you do it? Right? Now, if I was in a relationship and there was a woman that was all over the media, she's in the media for her children missing, she's not out there searching, would I go date this woman? Right? This thing, when I got up with PJ, if her kid had been missing and everybody's accusing her of unaliving her kid, would I have dated her? I would say I wouldn't. I've been like, oh no, there's too much heat on you, woman. You know, you got some shit going on. You need to figure that out. And then once you figure that out, come back and talk to me. But until then, I'm keeping my distance from you because I wouldn't want to get caught up in the drama. Right. And you know, this woman right now, we're talking about her tonight and talking about her having kids. So just that quick, she's been sucked into the internet, right into true crime. Now, is this something new like they're alleging? Carol Ann, thank you so much. Is this something new? Is this a new spark? Or is this something that transpired before and these people wanted out and they found a way to split up? Right? Did somebody do something to the kids knowing Malaya would take off? But even if that's the case, why is Malaya acting the way she is? Right? It's just so confusing. And these people, they need to be on a Jerry Springer show. I mean, they honestly do. So give me 1 second. I'm going to share this screen so we can hear the phone calls as they come in. And I'm going to open the phone lines. All right, phone lines are open. Call-in numbers on the screen. You guys tell me what you Daniel and his new boo thing. Dolly.
Dolly.
Yes.
Quick trigger Mab.
Quick trigger Mab. Okay, Mab. What do you think about this whole situation with Daniel moving on so quickly and finding him a new girl?
Yeah, I'm just hearing that tonight.
Yeah.
Daniel's hooking up, huh?
Mm-hmm.
With somebody with more kids.
With more kids. Pre-made family is what I like to call it.
How many kids does she have?
It sounds like she has a couple kids. From the rumors on the internet. Now, I'm not there, so I don't 100% know, man, but the rumors are allegedly she has a couple kids, and they got this new relationship that happened after the kids went missing.
And then Daniel has a couple other kids, too.
Yeah, he's a baby maker.
So they could be in charge of four kids.
It's a lot. Like, I don't know, as a woman, like, I don't know what a woman be like, okay, let me date this guy. Maybe feel sorry for him because he's going through something and she believes the whole sadness. I don't know. Or maybe he's just a smooth criminal. Like
this whole generation that got brought up, you and me, kind of the last of the solid generation, and anybody under 35, 37 and below has been brought up on a phone. They never learned how to use a shovel or a hammer. They never had to do anything.
I know. I think these people know how to use a shovel. I'm pretty sure that might be some other people from that generation, but these people know how to use a shovel. Even the mama know how to use a shovel.
Well, she's older. She learned how to use a shovel.
Yeah, Janie know how to use a shovel, right? She.
Right. But I don't know, man. I think still that Malaya and her mother, there was something going on there, and there was a plan put in place and executed, and those kids were part of that plan.
Okay, well, people are saying they heard that the new girlfriend don't have kids. It really don't matter, though. What woman would go get into a relationship with a man that's online begging for his old girl back and missing kids?
Brian Kohlberger has a whole slew of chicks after him, too. I mean, so...
Well, I mean...
a bunch of wacko chicks out
there was women that dated Charles Manson while he was in prison. I mean... women...
That dude was like 4 feet tall.
I know. I mean, I guess... there's some lonely women out there, that like weirdo guy. I don't know why you'd want to date serial killers,
famous guys or whatever.
Well, would you consider him famous?
Charles Manson?
No, I'm talking about Daniel.
Oh, Daniel?
I mean, I wouldn't. No, I mean, the only thing people know who he is people in true crime that are covering this case or interested in this case. Nobody else has a clue to who this dude is.
Daniel's about as famous as a mosquito up there in Canada.
And, yeah, the geese are more famous than his ass is. My thing is he's a liar, right? He's a liar.
Yeah.
So if you tell one,
he
changed his story, which makes him a what? A liar, man.
Liar. And Malaya did the same thing, didn't she?
Yeah.
I mean, when they first came out, they had the kids going to jump in any car story, which kind of lines up with kind of, somebody. I don't think they were ever in the woods.
You have people saying that they believe the kids had autism, but they're not doctors, and these kids have never been diagnosed with autism.
Everybody thinks their kid has autism these days. It's all bullshit.
All right, speaking of all right, man, let me let you go because my kid is calling.
All right, tell Tiff I said hello.
All right, peace.
Peace.
Tiff, I'm live on the internet. You on speaker?
Question. Do you think maybe I should try to drive home after?
From Baltimore?
Yeah.
I'm
driving up there the morning of, though.
Yeah, I would get a hotel.
Okay.
I just find you something decent that ain't in the hood.
It feels like everything is in the hood. It's Baltimore.
It's Baltimore. That's why I said you may need to stay outside of Baltimore and just pay the parking.
Okay.
That way you're not staying in the hood.
Love you.
All right, love you, kid. Okay. So I had to close the phone line. That's my daughter. She's taking a trip to Baltimore. And for anybody that knows anything about the East Coast, Baltimore is the worst effing place ever, right? Baltimore City right there, Baltimore, dangerous as hell. That's why I told her stay outside of Baltimore and then drive in for the concert that you want to go to and then get the hell out of Baltimore. It's almost like Escape from New York. Baltimore is bad, right? So I go to Baltimore to see Jane's Addiction. Anybody listen to Jane's Addiction? Caught Stealing Once. Okay. So I go to Baltimore and I stay with this chick that works for Under Armour. She's like a clothing designer, just a friend of a friend. And so she's like, yeah, y'all can stay at my house. And I drive up. She lives in like a little, all the houses are kind of connected. Like, what do they call those? Townhomes, but not townhomes. Like there are a row of them. So there's like they kind of look like New York apartments, right? And I drive, it's night and it don't really look that bad. Right. And I'm like, okay, it don't look that bad. I've seen, this kind of looks like Norfolk. People make it out to be worse than it is. Right. So I get there, I go in, I meet her for the first time. She's a clothing designer, works for Under Armour. And she was like, yeah, I got robbed just a couple days ago. And I was like, you got robbed? And she was like, yeah, at the front door. I was like, the front door where? She was like, the front door here. Right? I was like, what? She was like, yeah, I got out of an Uber. And at this time, I had no clue to what an Uber was. I was like, what the hell is an Uber? Right? She was like, an Uber, it's like a ride share where you just random people pick you up and take you where you want to go. And I was like, I remember I was like, woman, you get in a car with a complete stranger? No wonder you got robbed, right? But she didn't get robbed by the Uber. She went to the grocery store and she was coming back with the groceries, and a dude robbed her for the groceries at the front door of the house we're staying at, right? I was thinking, okay, that don't sound too good. You know what I'm saying? That don't sound good at all. And that's when I first learned what an Uber was. The first time I ever even heard anybody say it. And she was like, yeah, I got out of an Uber. And I was like, so now, of course, I take Ubers. If I need a ride, it ain't that big of a deal, right? But at that time, to me, it sounded foreign, right? Like, oh my God, you get in a car with strangers. That ain't good. Yeah, stranger danger, right? Yeah, so I seen them at the Shindig, Jane's Addiction. And we were all going to the Shindig, is what they call it. It's a big thing at a park, and Jane's Addiction was headlining it. So this is back when I used to smoke. So I needed cigars, right? So I was like, okay, I'm going to walk to the store. And the girl goes, I probably wouldn't walk to the store. Right? And I'm thinking, what? Why would you live at a place you can't walk to the store? Okay. So I was just like, all right, I'm walking to the store. I got this. It's daytime. I'm a man. I think I can handle, a 3-4 block walk. Right. So I make it. I walk off her block. I go down a block. And I mean, I look around and I'm in the hood. I mean, some shit look like a bad horror movie. And I'm thinking, okay, let me just keep walking. I walk up about one more block and I'm looking around and I'm like, oh, the hell with, I've never been nowhere to where I turned around and said, F this, I'm going back to the house. Right. I got about 2.5 blocks from her house. And I was like, there ain't no cigar in the world I need this bad. Okay. There ain't no way in the world. Like, how the hell do people live like this? This shit is like out like Iraq. Okay. Like this shit is like dilapidated houses, 50, 60 drug dealers on a porch, people in the streets, prostitutes. I was like, oh, hell nah. I walked back to the house fast as I could. And yeah, I learned my lesson about Baltimore being bad. Then this is crazy because then that night I get in a fight with a homeless dude. All right, leaving the concert. Usually I help homeless people, but I actually had to like put my hands on this homeless dude, and I had been drinking, right? Because they drink this Natty Bow in Baltimore. It's like the beer of Baltimore. Everybody drinks it, all the locals, right? And they don't even sell it here where I'm at. Anybody ever heard of that about Baltimore, a Natty Bow? All right, so I'm at the concert, watched James and Dixon, great show, awesome time, right? Perry Farrell killed it, and I'm leaving and I'm hungry. This is way squirrel, I know, right? But I'm hungry, and there's a food truck, and it's like a pizza truck with a brick oven. So they make this really good thin Baltimore pizza, and it's like, I don't know, it was almost like, I think it was like almost $20 a slice, but they were like big slices of pizza. So I'm with this girl, so I buy 2 pieces of pizza, and I get the pizza. And I walk away from the food truck, and there's this homeless dude like staggering by me. And as he goes to stagger by me, he snatches the pizza out of my hand, right? And I just spent $40 on 2 slices of pizza, right? Time I paid to do the tip, it was like over $40 for these 2 slices of pizza. And the homeless dude snatches my pizza right out of my hand, and I snap. Like So I attacked the homeless guy. Now the girls that I'm with, they're trying to get me off the homeless guy, right? Because I just snapped. I just like, he grabbed my pizza. So I'm fighting with this dude to get my pizza box back. You know what I'm saying? They're trying to pull me off of him, and it was just like, more of a story is watch out for homeless people when you get a slice of damn pizza. Oh my God, pizza thieves. Yeah. I mean, it was like, I couldn't even believe it, right? I couldn't even believe it. And it probably wouldn't have been a big deal. I'd have bought him a piece of pizza. Even he came up and was like, man, I'm hungry. Can you buy me a pizza? That dude waited for me to get the pizza, walked right by and snatched it right out my hand. And the thing is this, he didn't try to run, right? He thought he was just going to grab my pizza and walk off with it. I don't know. I guess he didn't know I was crazy too. Okay. He didn't know I was crazy too. And, I'm in a struggle for a piece of pizza at 2:00 in the morning in the hood in Baltimore. Right. So, I try to tell Tiff to stay the hell away from Baltimore, but apparently a lot of concerts go there, and it is what it is. So if you ever go to Baltimore, be on the lookout for homeless pizza snatchers. Okay. I know that's way off topic. That is crazy, right? That's what I said. The price of the pizza alone was crazy, but for somebody to snatch it out your hand, I couldn't take that sitting down. You know what I'm saying? I was hungry. I was hungry as shit. I was just like, my saying here, Dolly got to eat, right? Dolly got to eat. I was glad to get out of Baltimore, right? I was glad to get out of Baltimore. So if you ever going to go see Jane's Addiction, go somewhere other than Baltimore. But the park they had the concert at was beautiful. I had a great time. It was good, all except for the area that I was staying in and the homeless dude grabbing my food. Okay. I can prove to Dolly, but you, Layla, Dan's other girlfriend. Luminous, I can prove to Dolly, but not you. Okay, what can you prove to me? You want to come up? You want to call in? I'll open the phone lines. What do you got to prove? All right. You want to call in? I'll open the phone lines for you because I had them closed. You don't mess with Dolly's food. That is absolutely right. It's absolutely right. You want to get on my bad side? Mess with my food, right? And I'm real picky about what I eat and like people touching my stuff. And, you know, this guy was like a dirty homeless dude. And then he's, you know, he's trying to eat my pizza while we're fighting over the box. Like he's trying to get in the box. But he wasn't on a plate. It was actually in the box. And he snatched out, you know. And then, you know, the girls, of course, I'm fighting to get the pizza back. And they're like, just give it to him. And I would have gave it to him if he would have asked for it. Like, and I would have just got me some more. But he didn't ask. He thought he was just going to snatch it out my hand. All right. I'm going to open up the phone lines. Now, if you got something you want to talk about Daniel's girlfriend, now everybody's calling at once. Dolly.
You just too short, man. They took your food.
I know, Doug. You ever had something like that happen to you, Doug?
Nope. Ain't nobody ever took my food.
It was quick too. He slid right out my hand. I didn't even see it coming.
But hey, man, I'm telling you, I know what I told you what happened to them children, man.
You think they got into some?
Yep, and that's the only reason the two kids got it, not the baby.
Okay. This girl's saying I never have said she had children. Okay, well, I'm just talking about the rumors out on internet. To me, it really don't matter if she has kids or not. Like, why would you get up with a man in a situation that he's in? Okay,
she thinks he's famous.
Famous?
She wants her 15. Yeah, she wants her 15 minutes.
Listen, nobody wants to be drugged through the mud on the internet because that's what's going to happen to her. Like by tomorrow, everybody will know her identity and they'll be posting pictures of her, talking bad about her. Like she doesn't put herself in the mix, and she probably you don't want to do that. Not in a missing kid case. You know how crazy missing kid cases get, Doug? You seen Sebastian Rogers?
Oh yeah, this is even gonna get crazier, man.
That's what I said. That's what I said. I'm praying to God they do find them kids too. But Janie saying these kids are alive and they're pushing this narrative like the Durwood stuff. It's all lies to buy themselves some time. That's it.
I'm telling you, he would have never mentioned them sweaters or the shirts if he didn't know what they was in.
Absolutely. That was
and that gave him away right there.
Mm-hmm.
And so they setting me up. That's what all them Methodist people do.
Methodists.
That's what they all do. They holler, somebody setting me up.
Yeah, I think it gave me the creeps when he said it too. Like, I mean, it was almost like he was confessing to something that these kids were gone and they were wrapped up in these sweaters.
And he's trying to lay the blame that he would be set up if they find him. That Malaya set him up. He's trying to put that off on him.
Yeah, well, they're blaming each other, and it's totally dysfunctional. Now we got 2 kids missing from a dysfunctional family that allegedly with drugs involved, and they moved on from each other in record-breaking time, right?
Now, think about it. If she wanted to take her 2 children and give them to her mother or give them to the chief or put them in the hide,
she could have.
He ain't got a damn thing to say about it.
No, That's why there ain't no reason to hide the kids. The whole hiding the kids
ain't nothing he can do about it.
Yeah. You may be right. Them kids may have got into something. You might be. Now, all the cases you've been wrong about, Doug, and there's been a lot of them, you might be right about this one. I'm starting to lean more towards what you're saying.
Well, yeah, I did have another one right once before.
Did you?
Yeah, one for that mom and her son and killed them kids.
Uh-huh.
And had them in the car down there in Florida. A daddy was in on it and the son was in on it. They were selling drugs. And they shot them 2 people in the car.
Yeah.
And I said the mama was the one that was driving the car because she was a short woman.
That was the Soto girl too. Her last name was Soto.
Yeah.
But
if they would go down that trail where that 4-wheeler was and search that place real good right there, and maybe drive out through there and find a waterfall, they find them kids.
Maybe he may be right. All right,
well,
Doug.
all right.
Let me let you go. All right, I'll talk to you later. All right, peace. All right, this Luminous is the best friends. Hold on, what's that say? Absolutely said her friend Dayton Daniel has kids. It's all on Cher's Live from 2 nights ago at Dolly Vision. First thing I got to say is, who the hell watches Cher? Okay, that lady right there supports baby killers. If that whole listen, trash ass people. Okay, I don't like to talk. I only usually talk bad about one creator. Let me make 2 to that equation. The shit that woman did in Georgia, that woman is foul, disgusting. Like, I wouldn't spit on her. I wouldn't want to waste my spit. She basically supported Leilani Simon, right? 100%, without a doubt. Like, I haven't heard that name since then. Like, if she squirmed her ass into this, oh my God. Canada. That's right. She is from Canada. She's not from Canada. She moved to Canada, left her kids, and moved to Canada with that man. So, yeah, she is in Canada. What a... Make sure I block that name too in my channel. God damn. Oh my God. What a piece of shit woman. Listen, I'm sorry, guys. That's from the heart. I mean that. Okay. Wow. I'm surprised to hear that name. All right. Voices behind the balls. Wow. I thought her channel died. Did people really watched her? Like, oh my God. Oh my God. I guess people get bored watch anything on YouTube. Lord. Oh my God. But what was the girl's name? I done forgot. Once y'all said Cher, I got sidetracked on that one. That brought back flashbacks of horror movies. The whole Georgia thing with her putting her banner on Leilani Simon's house and she defended sending Leilani and Billy Joe gifts. Are you shitting me? A baby killer. She got up there and supported a baby killer. I'm down there fighting for little Quentin. And she is doing some of the most foul, horrible stuff you can humanly do. Luminous, that's it. Luminous, do you want to call in? Let's talk. Let's have a little chat. I'll open the phone lines. Listen, guys, nobody call in. Let's see if she wants to call first. And then let's have a little chat. Okay. Apparently you need to pick better channels, woman. Your picker's broke. Okay. Some of you ladies, you got bad pickers. Listen, this lady supports baby killers. You don't believe it? Go back and watch the Georgia stuff with Quentin Simon. What she did was horrible. It was foul. It was unnecessary. I'm out there fighting for justice for this baby, and this woman is attacking me and don't know me and working with Bullhorn Betty. Okay? This is what me and Bullhorn Betty butted heads with about in Georgia. And it's one of the reasons the first time I left Georgia is because this lady was talking shit about me, and Betty was going behind the scenes telling her things, and they were working together. And she was acting like she was Billy Joe and Leilani's friend while she was feeding information to Bullhorn Betty. Okay, while she was publicly talking shit about me. I'm out in Georgia sweating my ass off, right? Dying out there. Don't want to be there. This woman's talking shit about me. And Betty's like, oh, don't worry about it. She's good. And I was like, the hell if she is. So she's talking about Betty, and Betty's talking about bad about her, but they friends. And I said, listen, Betty, I don't operate this way. I'm real. I'm a real person. Like, you say some shit about me, it really affects me. Like, I don't want to hear that shit. I don't know you, woman, right? You don't know me. And she's out here saying these horrible things about me while she's supporting a damn baby killer. It pissed me off, right? Really pissed me off. It pissed me off at her. It pissed me off at Betty. And I was like, listen, I don't give a damn what y'all got going on. Y'all ain't going to be playing me, right? Like, shit talking me, doing these things, my dirty, horrible shit behind the scenes. And then that's when I realized that true crime was fake as hell. That these people in true crime, and y'all wonder why I talk bad about people. It's because of this. I'll explain to you why I say the things I do. These snaky ass people, they get up online and they act like they're good people. And then behind the scenes, they will stab you, slam in the back, and make up shit, fake shit, right? Like, it's not real, right? And if you're a real person, a genuinely real person, hold on, what does this say? See, don't say that channel either in my room. That's the second thing. That dude is a photo op person. Listen, do you ever notice that they're all Bullhorn Betty, Monkey Boy, Voices? These people are fraudulent together. Okay? It ain't even that I want to talk bad about people. And I can't help it, right? I just truly can't. Like, it's like, and PJ says, Dolly, don't talk bad about people online. You know, it make people like some of these people and it upsets them. But I can't not talk bad about them. And listen, it's not talking bad about somebody when you're telling the truth. Okay, it's not bad. It's truthful. These people are snakes. I mean, terrible. Like, so how some of these people can look at themselves in the mirror the next day after some of the shit they do and some of the shit they say, and then they're gonna pray with you and shit. No. I won't have anything to do with it, right? I will tell it every fucking time, right? I see these things, you guys as viewers, you may not know, but I've been around all these people in person on cases. Okay. I've seen how they operate. I've seen what they do. So when people are like, oh, you're homophobic or this or that. No, I've been around these people. I know what these people are about. I've seen the photo ops. I've seen them try to get reality shows. So I'll probably get in trouble for saying this stuff tomorrow with PJ. I told you, you know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. Like, that they're not good people. I mean, believe what you want to believe. I ain't telling you who to watch or who you can't watch. Watch what you want to watch. Just watch it for entertainment. This whole, I said something about it the other day. These people that do crazy things and they're sneaky. Like, they'll come up online and they'll be the nicest people you ever seen. Then as soon as that camera turns off, they get online. They get in with their homies that are, or just the purest, nastiest people. And then they start gossiping about people. They like to talk about people behind the scenes, but they'll act like they're cool with you to your face. Just like Justin did with me. Oh, we cool, acting all nice and his makeup don't run. And shit, but behind the scenes, he's talking mad shit, right? And then that way he don't have to have any accountability. Everybody watching him thinks he's a nice guy. He ain't no nice guy. Hey, that is a snake. A snake with a monkey. Okay. And it's like true crime is loaded with it. This loaded with it. And it is what it is. But Luminous, if you want to call in, I'm going to open the phone lines. Listen, guys. Nobody else call in. Leave the phone line open for her for a few minutes. Let's see if she wants to call in and discuss Daniel's girlfriend. Give us a little information on it. And then we'll move on from there. Okay. So if you are not her, don't call my damn phone line. Okay. All right. Phone line's back open, Luminous. The phone number's up here. I want to hear about Daniel's girlfriend. She got kids. She don't got kids. How you know her? Let's get the scoop. All right. Call it. It's better than, people gossiping and getting shit wrong. If you know the answer, give us to them. It's better be her. If it's somebody else, I'm going to be a little disappointed in you. Dolly.
Dolly?
Yes.
I am not her.
All right, Rose, you're going to have to call back. Why would you call, Rose? Knowing I just said don't call.
Every time he lies, he loses a hair plug.
He loses a hair plug. He be bald. I'm even more bald than he is now. Okay. But listen, I have no reason to lie about these people of what they done. Okay. And like I said, for anybody that don't believe me, you don't have to watch whoever you want to watch, but just know that there's a lot of smoke and mirrors in this. There's a lot of people that act like they care that don't give a shit, that are disgusting human beings. And I ain't gonna name them, but you just don't trigger me, people. Okay. Don't trigger me. There's certain people you can say that'll trigger the hell out of me. I'm like, oh no. Right. Cause I'm not a crime channel. I'm not a drama channel. I block certain names so they can't be said. And I'm going to go make sure tomorrow I block these people too. These people that I feel this certain way about that I know are not doing what they should be doing. Dolly.
It's me, Alex.
Alex, you got to call back in a minute.
Oh, okay.
All right. Peace. Okay. I said that I'm opening the phone right now for Luminous. She's friends with the girl that dates Daniel. Don't call in. Okay, don't call in if you're not her. Now, if she don't call in a few minutes, then we'll move on and you guys can call in. But I want to give her the opportunity because I know she was in the chat room saying she could prove this and prove that. Well, we'll give her the opportunity to call in. Okay. Dolly, Shorty ain't calling. Okay. Luminous, will you call privately, but doesn't want her voice online, Dolly Vision? Okay, she'll call privately. Oh, is it okay if they hear what I say? Because I can make it where they can't hear you. I do that right now. All I gotta do is stop sharing the screen, and when you call, I'll be the only person that can hear you. Now they'll be able to hear me because I have a microphone in front of me, but they won't hear you coming through the screen. If you're cool with that. Dolly.
This is Rayful Edmonds from Prince George's.
Okay, well,
y'all still in there?
Yeah.
Rayful Edmonds.
Okay.
Can I speak to Dolly?
This is Dolly.
Dolly, what's up, my man?
Not a whole lot.
You still in Virginia Beach, y'all?
Yeah.
Where that girl at on the boat? The one you want to speak to?
What?
You don't know who I'm talking? Who you? Dolly? This is Dolly, right?
Okay, I don't know who the hell that is. I don't know what that dude's smoking. He sounds like the Raging Cajun Navy or something. Right? What the hell is going on? Listen, if you ain't Luminous, don't call me. Okay. Good Lord. So listen, I'm going to stop the screen share so that way when she does call, you guys can't hear it. Okay. So now, Luminous, it's just me on the phone. They won't be able to hear you. So you can call in and you can give me the information and I can relay it to the people. Okay. So they won't be able to hear you. I ended the screen share. So nobody can hear you but me. You are keeping it real. Who was that? A pranker? I have no clue. The thing about that is when you have an open phone line that anybody can call, you never know who's going to call. All kinds of crazy ass people call sitting around bored. Luminous emailed you at Dolly Vision according to chat. She sent it to jimmyjm757@gmail.com. Give me 1 second. I'll check it. Okay. Dolly. I am doing pretty good. Uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah.
If memory serves me correctly, right? Before the
Uh-huh.
kids were gone. If we go back in time, because of I believe quite a prominent person in government spoke out about the case, but would not disclose anything. Anyway, I guess how I'm trying to tie it in. This lawyer that Malaya has not spoken out, and things have been really quiet on that end. And okay, and then we look at the children's or the child protective services on the reservation. I think what it comes like what I'm trying to say is if these kids are in a protected place because I was going to say the Peterborough, the Ontario CAS
Mhm.
or whatever, the Nova Scotia Children's Aid Society has been involved. Maybe this is where, with the Indigenous Act, and I don't know, and I'm trying to be respectful, but this may be why she's got a lawyer, and because of the sovereignty and all the rights, and with the history and just, the past, and this may be setting a precedent.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I'm trying to say? And there's a lot of barriers and language and different things, but basically you've got two systems kind of protecting or trying to do right by these children, right?
Uh-huh.
So this was just my spin on them being taken away, and because it's been so quiet on that side.
I mean,
You know what
I
I'm
truly don't think these kids are on a reservation at all.
Well, I don't either. I don't think that, but because it's been so quiet, almost like a non whatever, and there's been no action to our, that we know about from the RCMP.
Mhm.
I mean, it's almost, there's so many people involved, and they care so much, and well, they're innocent, beautiful little children. And it's just a soap opera now with all the parents and all the other stuff, right? And it's sad. But if they were alive, this was just maybe another way of looking at it, because there's so many rights with regards to, and to be respected, Indigenous, and then the CAS getting involved, and then these kids were just granted their status, right?
Yeah.
When they disappeared, but now she's got this pretty high-end lawyer, I guess, or respected lawyer, but there's been nothing. So I think that's where it's made me think, as far as if the kids were taken, they would be protected with family, but because of those protection and the rights, that's, sovereign, Indigenous sovereignty, they called it. I just found it very, very interesting, and it could be a very protected big loophole. And then when I think about it, because of all the weeks that we've had nothing from the RCMP, that might be some of the reasoning. Now there's a lot going on too with the RCMP, but it's like it's just like almost like it's not a bunch of non-reactive systems with these kids. We don't know where they are. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But because there are those rights and everything and their status, that was just an angle to look at. Kind of maybe a bit of a logical approach, not illogical, but there could be a lot of stuff where the kids would have those rights. And if you are, an Aboriginal person, you would obviously have those rights as well.
Mm-hmm.
So that's all I was saying, and just food for thought.
Okay, all right.
So
you did
that's
good.
why I wanted to call. You too. Thank you. Bye.
All right, peace. There's no reason to hide these kids. Let me shut this phone line for a second. Luminous, if you're still in here, I got your message. It's a little hard to understand what's going on because I don't know the context of what that thumbnail is, like the picture you sent me. If you could send me another email with a little breakdown of what's going on, right? Like explain it to me, like explain what's happening. It's like you sent, I don't want to say what you said. I'll keep that part private, but I don't quite get what's going on. Okay. Kind of break it down to me in a easy for me to understand kind of way of what's happening. Luminous is out to lunch. Okay. Well, maybe I don't quite get what is going on with what she sent. I got the message, but I don't quite understand where she's trying to go with what she's saying, I guess, right? It's a little confusing. Let me just read it one more time and see if it makes sense to me. Okay, I get that part. I'll have to email her back. Let me email her back real fast. Okay. So I guess there's, I'll keep her message private because she said don't post it. So right now, when I tell people I don't post shit they want to keep private, I don't. I like to know the information myself, of what's going on until I know everything's factual and all that good stuff. Now I'll open up the phone lines, okay? Phone lines are back open. Call-in numbers on the screen. For all you guys that were calling while I was waiting for her to call, now you can call, okay? It's open to anybody. First come, first serve. Dolly.
Hey, Dolly.
Hey.
How are you? Long time no talk. It's Shauna from Tennessee.
Hey, Shauna.
Hey, I've been on the replay crew a lot lately just because I've been working. But now you got me going squirrely because I had a whole freaking thing I wanted to talk to you about. But first of all, let me just say, I totally understand your Baltimore thing because when I was stationed at Aberdeen Proving Grounds in Maryland, we'd go to Baltimore and holy crap, you ain't kidding. That was back in the 90s. But anyway, with that being said, I have tried my best to keep up on the Jack and Lily case. Thank you, because out of all, I've dropped a lot of the true crime people or creators that I follow because I'm tired of the clickbait and the BS and not giving a crap. So thank you for keeping them alive, because, you know, I've called in before and told you that even though my husband is from Eastern Kentucky, his daddy and his older siblings are Canadian. And do you know that they don't even know crap about this?
Well,
and 2 of them are in Nova Scotia.
I mean, it should have got more mainstream press than it has. I'm even surprised by it. You know, it's 2 missing kids.
I know.
And even American media hasn't picked it up at all.
No, you're right. There was you and one other who you are friendly with in a good way, not a asshole person. Oh, sorry, jerk person. She was on your Turtle Island. I don't know. Am I allowed to?
Yeah.
Okay, you have a lot of the same followers, but Grizzly True Crime.
I like Grizzly.
And you.
I like Grizzly.
Yes, I know you do, but I just don't want to be disrespectful by speaking about.
I don't mind when people say good channels. It's just.
Yeah.
I don't like the bad people because I know, you know.
I'm with you. And between my career out of my 51 years, whether it be military, the industry, entertainment industry, or now following true crime, I'm like, okay, some of y'all are just pigs, but you and Grizzly are pretty much the only ones I follow because you're real and you do your research and you don't talk out the side of your mouth.
Well, I like Grizzly because she don't do no drama. I do a little bit of drama. I got a little bit of craziness in me, but Grizzly is to the facts, and she's a straight up true crime channel.
I think that's why. Well, and she's foreign to America, and I think that's why the 2 of y'all are a very happy medium for me because I'm from here, and real knows real.
I think she's from South Africa, ain't she?
She is from South Africa, and then she lived in the Netherlands, and now she's in Switzerland. But she is very much factual, and she stays out of the drama. But she doesn't dog. Yeah,
I like
drama
her.
either.
I like Plunder. There's a few true.
Oh, I like Plunder too. Yeah, I've recently started following her too. Yeah, I've recently followed her too. But anyway, see, Squirrel, I totally get you, Squirrely. My whole point was I've been trying my best to keep up with Jack and Lily through you because you're the only one that I follow that's still talking about them. But after talking to my brother-in-laws, I did not know that the bear population in that area is big. Do you think? I mean, something's weird.
I mean,
it's all weird.
If a wild animal attacked the kids, it would usually run off with one kid, not both kids. And even if it did, there would be some type of trail or blood,
like a blood trace.
Yeah.
See, that's what I was wondering because, but I don't know. I mean, I know the parents. I'm so surprised that they're not. Well, we'll talk. Well, it's kind of like Sebastian. Like, what the hell, right? Something's off. But I heard when my brother-in-laws told me, "Oh, our bears up here they're beyond like what they've ever." And my brother-in-laws are in their 60s, and they're like, "We've never seen such a influx of bears." But here's what's happening. It's happening here in Nashville too. Normally you got to go to Gatlinburg or northern Georgia or Pigeon Forge or something to see black bears. We found one 13 miles from my home just the other day, and I can send this to you because we're moving them out because we're moving in. And these bears are becoming, well, not just bears, but wildlife. I mean, they're being kicked out of their environment.
I live in the hood. I seen a coyote running down the road the other day. I couldn't believe it.
See, I know. I've never seen one either in my town until recently. And we're kicking them out of there. It's even skunks. I mean, heck, I've got baby skunks under my shop right now, and my shop is in the middle of town, which is a small town, but I just wonder, do you think that, I mean, like I said, I've been trying to listen as much as I can, but I've been a little behind from what I've heard so far. Do you think if they got up in those woods, could a mama and her, like, she wants to feed her cubs? I mean, I get what you're saying. There would have been like a blood trail, but I've heard the bears up there are different than the ones here in the States, but do you think I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just a thought.
I don't think bears got them. I don't think they went in those woods at all. But look, we're running out of time. I appreciate you calling in.
Hey, good to talk to you again. Sending everybody lots of love. Love you, PJ.
All right, peace. Yeah, I mean, listen, wild animals do sometimes attack people, but usually there's a trail, and they usually don't run off with two kids simultaneously. You know, so I would rule out wild animals. The dingoes didn't get the baby. Dolly.
Hey, Dolly.
Hey, Rita.
It's Rita from Dexter.
What's going on, Rita?
I waited to call.
Okay.
I was following instructions, unlike some people.
Okay. All right. That's good to know.
Anyway, no. I had to get my joke in to make myself feel better. Now, I am about the girlfriend or whatever. I don't care who he's dating. The only thing that makes me care is she got kids. If she's got kids, and she's really got kids, everyone should be so concerned, in my opinion. Just saying.
Mm-hmm.
You know, people can say what they want, and they can defend him all day, but there are not one kid missing. There are 2 kids missing. There are 4 adults on that property. Somebody knows something.
I agree.
Those people are not innocent. None of them. None of them.
I agree.
And I don't. Yeah, I. In my opinion, this is my opinion. My opinion don't reflect off you. For anybody that can hear me in the chat room, I will say this: I have followed true crime since John Benet Ramsey. I am almost the 17th of this month. I will be 50 years old. I have grown up on true crime. I have followed these cases. I have studied these parents, and I can tell you that these parents are guilty, in my opinion. Something happened.
You've been watching true crime so long, you almost a damn detective.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I actually was going to go to detective school, but I had a truckload of kids. Another thing I would like to touch point on. I had 6 kids. 4 of them were boys.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine being 21 years old with 6 kids. And this is a fact. I started having kids when I was 15. My daddy was a preacher. He married me off. We had 6 kids. I had 4 boys that played, that fought, that got in trouble. They were also good at times. Kids misbehave.
Yeah.
I saw the way Lily was acting. I understand how a child can get on a parent's nerve, especially a step-parent nerve.
Yeah.
Anything could have happened to them kids. You have got to watch your kids. It's that simple. Those kids, there's so many scenarios, but I will never forget that caller that called you that night. And it has stuck with me ever since, that there was a horrible accident. And the reason that ATV was so cleaned up was because those kids were taken so far out of the mile radius and gotten rid of, and that's why they ain't been found. And I honestly believe this. I think those kids are in them woods, and I think they didn't find them. And I will keep believing that, in my opinion, because these parents have shown no remorse for these kids.
None.
I don't care who they're dating, but if who they're dating has children, I am highly concerned. And everyone else should be too. It ain't about being friends with everybody up here on the internet. See, Dolly, that's where you're smart. You're not friends with these people. You ain't having them all hanging out with these people. You want to know what happened to these kids.
Yeah.
A lot of these creators that they're going over to their channel, they want to be friends with them. You got old Newport over there. I can't stand that one. And then you got the Cher lady you're talking about tonight. I've never heard of her. I don't even want to watch her. I heard enough whenever you said she stood up for Leilani.
Yeah, she did. And horribly, horrible, like baby killer. Like, you lady, like right then I was done with you. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah. Running over, and that's like their YouTube World Tour. I called it the minute it started happening. Going over there on them channels. The green team, not anywhere you need to be if you're talking about missing kids.
well, I mean,
I would.
there's good channels out here. There's just a few bad. There's a few bad apples. A few, you know.
Yeah, well, you're right, but Plunder and Grizzly, they're to the point. They don't play around. They're like you. They don't play around. They don't invite that nonsense to their channel. They do their research.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and you do your research and you vet who you bring on. You watch these and you call it out. You don't coddle these people to get them on your channel.
It ain't no need.
We don't see that.
They're gonna
get that. Could you try again?
They're going to show up either way.
And my thing is this, and I mean, I don't care what people say in the chat. I've been following true crime long enough to know something here is not right. Just like something with Sebastian Rogers ain't right. Just, I could go on and on and on. I called it on Lonzie Barton. God, was I right?
Uh-huh.
The list goes on and on. Haley Dunn. Remember that case? 13-year-old cheerleader?
No, I
That's
don't.
horrible.
That's before my time, okay?
Yeah. But no, Dolly, I'm telling you, you should remember these cases. These are all over the
Okay,
news.
Rita, we're running out of time.
But I'm going to let you go because I'm just telling you.
Check your blood pressure.
In my opinion,
Okay.
they're guilty.
Okay.
Bye.
All right, peace. All right. Well, give me a second. I want to touch on something real quick. Now, listen, I don't think all YouTube channels are bad. I don't hate every YouTube channel. I don't really even hate anybody. There's things that people do that I dislike. Okay. And usually it's when people are not what you see. Okay. There's a lot of good true crime channels out there. I don't want to make it like I hate every YouTuber. I don't. There's a few of them, and especially one thing I can't stand is when people side with baby killers. I can't. I just can't. As a parent, as a father, you side with somebody I think that's a baby killer, I will instantly think you're just trash. Right? Because there's no reason to do that. Like, don't take sides with bad people. Okay? That's just one of those things. And there's a couple of these channels, like I said, I know firsthand are not good people. And that's why I don't F with them. And that's why I take every shot I can take at them, because I believe they deserve that. And people deserve to know who they're watching. But like I said, I don't hate anybody, and I'm not against every YouTuber out there. I'm against YouTubers that have done me dirty. That's it. You ain't never done nothing to me, I ain't gonna say nothing bad about you, right? But if you've done some dirty stuff to me, oh, payback's a bitch. Okay, payback's a bitch. And especially, you know what they say, when you live in a glass house, don't throw stones, right? So, dirty deeds done dirt cheap, right? Dirty deeds done dirt cheap. And anytime somebody acts like they're a saint, oh, that should put off your red flags. All right, when they're just so good at people. Ain't nobody that damn good. Okay. Just, you know, but I give everybody a chance, you know, and I'm a pretty forgiving person, but there's in the true crime sector, when we're dealing with missing kids, there's certain people, like, I don't have a problem with them being YouTubers, okay, whatsoever, but there's a couple people that shouldn't be talking missing kids or crime in general when they are a crime. Okay. That's all I'm saying. If your ass, if you came back from the dead, you shouldn't be talking true crime. Okay. Stay dead, you fucking corpse. Right. That's just how I feel. Right. I don't want to get up here and badmouth people, and it ain't my intent. And I block a lot of those things so they can't be said in my chat, so people don't trigger me with these channels, because behind the scenes, some of these people have done me really, really dirty. And you guys don't get to see that, but I know what they've done, right? So my anger comes from personal experience of dealing with these people in real life, not internet beef. Okay. This is real life shit. Like, I've seen what they've done. I've been around these people. I know. And I speak from that experience. It ain't that, like, try to find good people to watch. That's the main thing I tell people. I don't really care who you watch. You can watch whoever you want. You're grown ass people. Who am I to tell you who you can and can't watch? Right? I ain't the damn YouTube police. Hey, watch whoever the hell you want. But when you give me a mic, I had the right to say what I want to say, and I'm going to say anytime somebody brings certain people up, I'm going to be like, I'm going to inform you that, and I ain't gonna be mad at you for saying it. I don't get mad at people for saying it. I try to tell people now, don't do it because it'll make me go squirrel and it'll get me off topic and shit like that. It's just no way I can let some of these things slide. Okay. You're a real one, Dolly, and you only call out the ones who deserve it. Yeah. I believe I'm a generally nice person too. Okay. Until you try to do me dirty, right? And I rather listen. I tell people this straight up. I rather you openly say, "Man, I can't stand this fucking dude. I hate him," than to act like we cool, and then you be doing sly shit behind the scenes, right? Handing information over to my enemies. When you start doing stuff like that, you just as worse as they are, if not worse, because at least they openly don't like me, right? They'll tell people, I can't stand fucking Dolly. Hate that guy. He's a piece of shit. But when you doing slick shit behind the scenes and then handing over information to people to try to attack me, you might as well attack me yourself. Don't be a puss, right? Act like, oh, my hands are clean. My hands are clean. No, they're not. They got corpse makeup all over it. He's like, yeah, you ain't like, it is what it is. But we do need to bring some justice to these kids. You know what I'm saying? And I can already see that it's going to turn into a circus, right? For you guys that don't, a lot of y'all have been around just as long as me. Most of my viewers have been here with me for the 4 years. We know where this is going, right? We ain't brand new to this. Right? We know what's going to happen. It's always the same thing. There's always anytime somebody thinks that, let's just say, I think Daniel and Malaya are responsible. There's always going to be people think that Daniel and Malaya are innocent and Dolly's picking on these people. And he's this, he's that. He's attacking these families of missing kids. Listen, there's a lot of kids that go missing, and I'm not attacking families. I'm only saying things about people who go missing under unusual circumstances. When parents give inconsistent statements and openly lie in public. Okay, yeah, I'm going to go after them people, and I'm going to go after them hard. Right. And they're going to know, right? They're going to get what they deserve, because there shouldn't be no lying in a missing kid's case, right? There should be none. The truth never changes. And I know that. And I'm Cobra Kai. The enemy deserves no mercy. And let me tell you this, if you hurt kids or you support people that hurt kids, you are my enemy. Don't mistake it. Don't twist it. It is what it is. There's one thing that I joke and play a lot, but there's one thing you hurt a kid or do something to a kid around me, and watch what happens. Okay, I'll turn into somebody you don't want to see. It's bad, right? That part of me is real. The passion for these kids is real. The joking and playing is my personality. I like to joke. I like to play. I like to laugh. But just believe this. I don't travel around the country watching people go to prison because it's something to do. No, I want to see it. It brings me joy, right? That's why I'm going to be at Stephen Stearns. So when he gets life in prison, it'll bring that little tingle to my heart that you got what you deserve. And that's what I enjoy. Okay. I enjoy seeing these people suffer. You know, when they were hurting people, you don't think they enjoyed it, or they wouldn't be hurting people. So when I watch these people suffer and they all cry for themselves in the end, it brings me joy. That's what you get. That's what you get. And these people that have hurt Jack and Lily, your time is coming. It's coming. Stephen Stearns is a gross human, yeah. And we're going to watch him pay for his crimes. Okay? Justice is going to be served for Matty Soto. Don't worry about that. It's coming. It's coming. And we're going to be there to see it firsthand. So I don't really like the heat. You know what I'm saying? It's hot as hell in Florida and humid. But hey, I'm going to make the sacrifice, and I'll be down there next week. And I pray to God I see Jen Soto. I just pray to God that I see her. Please, Jesus, please let me see this woman. Right? And because I got some shit to say. And I didn't ride, I ain't flying that far, going to spend this money to sit silently. Right? Now, of course, in the courtroom, I'm going to be respectful. But she's walking down that street or walking out that court into a public place. I could say whatever the hell I want to say. And the same thing with Malaya. You lucky I can't get into Canada. You lucky. You're lucky as shit. Because I'd already be there. Okay? I'd already be there. I'd be sitting right out front of your house. As soon as you walk out that door, I'd be like, where's this baby? Why ain't you looking for it? And I'm surprised that people in Canada are letting her get away with this shit. Hanging out at the beach and living her best life. Oh, hell no. Hell no. There's certain things you expect from a parent. And we haven't got none of that from any of these parents. Okay, not from Jen Soto, not from Malaya Brooks, not from Daniel.
I love your face.
Thank you, Turtle Gang. Right? And listen, when you're a bad person in this world, you're going to pay. You're going to pay. And there's some people that are just waiting. You know what I'm saying? They're just waiting for you to pay. And I don't know. It's one of those things. Like, I like to see their tears. And trust me, Stephen Stearns will break down and cry. He will. It ain't no tears for Matty Soto. There'll be the tears for himself. Right? But I didn't watch them all break down. They all do the same thing. They're all emotionless. They all sit there quiet and don't care when they're showing the pictures of the horrible shit they done. But soon as that gavel falls, you see the tears fill the eyes. And he'll be crying for himself. And that brings me joy. Okay? I don't know why it does. I can do anything with my time, right? I can go anywhere I want. But I want to be there to see that. Right? We covered this case from the beginning, Matty Soto. And, you know, like I said, she went missing the exact same day as Sebastian Rogers. And I like to follow things to the end, or I just feel like there's no closure. And I hate these cases that run on for years, because you would think, Jack and Lily, this is cut and dry, that the parents, let me ask everybody. We usually take a vote. There's 1,400 of you in here. Definitely, guys, hit the like button. All right. It keeps Jack and Lily's name out there. That's what, as YouTubers, we can do is bring exposure to the kids. And like I said, here in America, they're not getting a lot of exposure. I mean, I don't know how much they're getting in Canada, but I hear it's not even a lot in Canada. There's only a few YouTubers that I would say real YouTubers are doing a decent job at covering this case at all. And that ain't much. You know, I was hoping a lot of the bigger YouTubers would pick it up, and they didn't, which sucks, because that's what, you know, usually gets things bumping, and that's usually what gets it the national attention that it needs. And it just didn't happen in this case. And I don't get why not, right? Maybe because it's Canada. But I mean, a life is a life. It don't matter to me. Like it's every life is just as important as another. My life, their life, especially kids. And we got 2 missing kids, and we got people lying. Right there, that tells you something's wrong. If that don't set off the red flag for you, I don't know what else could set the red flag off. Now let me open the phone lines back up. Hold on, she wrote me back. Let me see what this says. Please don't show. Okay. Let me. What does that tell me? Okay. Hold on. Let me look at this real fast, guys. I can't show you, but at least I want to know what's going on. Okay. All right. Wow. I can't share that with you guys, but all right, I gotta see what this is. Okay, I got it where you share audio. I can't share that with you guys. See, if people don't want me to share something, I like to keep that trust that I'll keep things private. But there's just things that I need to know, and as it's okay to tell you guys, of course, I will tell y'all. But thank you for that, Luminous. Thank you. Wow. Wow. Because I mean, I'm starting to put together what you're trying to say. It's a crazy. Dolly, is there a new girlfriend? Tell us that at least. It sounds like there's a new girlfriend. Okay. Now I don't know what type of relationship they got. I don't know.
Preach, Dolly. Jack and Lily's army roar. BTW bears are innocent in this case. Love from Canada XOXO.
You know, it's a crying shame. Good to see you. Thanks for doing a show with me the other day. One thing I don't like is the word army. Okay, I don't like it because there was Summer's army, there was Sebastian's army, and a lot of times when there's something bigger, the army fades, and then it's just a group. You know, like where's Sebastian's army? Where's Summer's army? These armies that formed. It's that word itself that gets me because so quickly people forget these kids. Right now, I know some people mean it when they say it, you know, but then there's just people that they kind of just go with what's going on, you know, and then these kids get left behind, and it's fine if you're genuine and you're real about it, like. But so many people just move on so quickly, and then what happened to the army? You know, I say this in the Sebastian Rogers case. I'm like, where's Sebastian's army? Where's these same people that said they'd be beside Summer Wells until she was found? You know? And speaking of Summer Wells, they are going to be out there searching around Ben Hill Road again. And there was a YouTuber I've never heard of, something to Appalachian, some guy. and I was watching it. And he was with Chronicles of the Olivia, okay, and which Chronicles is the one that did the Idaho 4 documentary. She did the whole Idaho 4 documentary, and she was down in Georgia with me. So I noticed that this YouTuber with her in Chronicles of the Olivia was down at Ben Hill Road. And she went by my sign that I hung, and she said the sign's been here for 4 years. And it's crazy that that sign hadn't been there for 4 years because me and Don Wells moved that sign. The sign was in the tree by the road. I originally hung it in the tree. And it was on the last day of my search of Summer Wells. I think the second time I was down there, I hung that big banner that had Summer's picture on it. And that company did a good job because that banner has made it 4 years and looks just as good as it did the day I bought it. Okay. Yeah, I saw him and Olivia, right? So, yeah, somehow it came up in my feed. I didn't know who the guy was. I know Olivia because we worked together in Georgia. Right. So, and Olivia's a nice girl. She's nice and she travels with her mama. She's generally a good person. So see, I don't talk bad about everybody. Right. So, I seen her in the video and she showed the banner and she said the banner's been here for 4 years. She's right, but it wasn't in that spot because, recently, I believe it was last year, me and PJ went down there and met with Don and Candace Wells. And that was an experience. And it's one of these things like, Luminous is sending me messages now. I didn't videotape our meeting with Don and Candace Wells. I did take a picture with them. I got them to take a picture with me because I didn't think people would believe me, right? They're not going to believe what I tell them if I don't have some type of proof. But I don't run up and put a camera in everybody's face. Okay? I don't do that. I think sometimes you get better information when you don't expose everything, when you don't show your hand. Okay? People are a little more trusting of you and when you're honest. And there was a lot of people that turned on me when I went down there and met with Don and Candace Wells. I don't know if it was because they wanted to have a meeting with them and they were mad at me about it. But, there were some people out there were calling me names and saying these terrible things because when I came up here, I told the truth. I said, well, I went in there and the house was clean. Don and Candace Wells, I told how they really were. And I don't think people wanted me to say that shit. They didn't because people have painted pictures of these people being monsters, even me, right? I looked at them totally different until I met them and realized, hey, these people are human beings, right? I still think they did something with Summer Wells. That don't change, right? But you get to, it ain't what you think it is. It's totally different. Like the internet paints these people to be the boogeyman. And are they bad people? It's possible. They are bad people. They may not be the best people, but they're still people, and when I came out and was truthful with everybody about what I experienced or what I seen, a lot of people didn't want that. They wanted to keep pushing this narrative, right? Which is fine, but that ain't what I experienced. And to me, I'm not going to sit with you and then go lie on you. Okay. I'm going to tell people exactly what I experienced, what I seen, what happened. And that didn't line with some of the people that I thought were my friends with their narrative. Okay. Like I didn't know I had to say the same fucking thing you say. I didn't know that. I don't expect that of my friends to say the exact, that be an echo chamber. I don't. And, people calling me gay and I'm sleeping with Don Wells and all kinds of shit. I was like, what? Have these women lost their damn minds, right? Like, listen, if I would have went with some of these people, they would have never talked to me. I knew I had to go meet with them by myself. I knew I wasn't going to be able to throw cameras in their face and, And sometimes you get more information like that, right? And what's more important, trying to figure something out and bringing justice to it, or getting some clicks and views? I think the kids are more important than the clicks and views, right? And like before I did true crime, like if I wanted clicks and views, I was doing just random videos that were going viral. Like my Jim Carrey, I did a video on Jim Carrey. That shit did 1 million plays. I did videos on Corey Feldman, hundreds of thousands of plays. I did a video on Mike Tyson that had 500,000 plays. I've never made those views in true crime. Never, nowhere even close. I mean, I probably average from 20 to 50,000 views on a video. So if I wanted clicks and views, I wouldn't be in true crime, because it ain't the place for clicks and views. True crime audience ain't huge. You start making weird videos, it opens to a broader audience. There's only so many people into true crime, right? So the clicks and views ain't that important. It's knowing what's going on. If that's why I didn't, I know that's way squirrelish and we got way off topic there. Yeah, I meant to open the phone lines, but y'all got me talking on the whole Summer Wells case, because the good news is, TBI, Hawkins County, they're still searching for Summer Wells, which I think is a good thing. Like, they haven't completely given up, but the chances of them finding Summer slim.
Hey, Dolly.
Hey, Rose.
Wow. You're really going on.
That's why I have a YouTube
everywhere,
so I can rant.
Well, you know what? I think that I want to send you blessings. Because you do rant,
I know I do.
And then a ranter like me, don't be Dolly at home. I sent PJ a message that said, sometimes I can't help it. I just get up in the morning and feel like doing a little exercise, Like you went through the whole heart thing, and look at you now, skateboarding down the street. And I got a couple of little weights, they're like little 2-pounders. I might watch you and lift me a couple here and there,
Yeah. Yeah, Rose, yeah. Whatever the hell you talking about, woman.
That's my physical health. You help me with that.
I hope so. You got to take it serious. You never know in this world.
Fucking A, man. Deer hunter. But everything else you've been talking about tonight, it's just like, whoa. And I wanted to call in so many times because there were times where I thought, okay, he's ending this subject and he's going to open the phone line and I can talk in on that, But you just go on and on, Dolly.
I mean, that's what I do. That's what I do. I'm a talker.
I know.
Talker, Rose.
And you know what? We love it. Everyone here loves it. That's why we're here, right?
Maybe.
So, next subject, shekels. Let's talk about a few shekels for your trip and shit. Right?
A few shekels.
Every once in a while, I send you a shekel on Venmo.
Okay.
Could you just give me a thumbs up or I don't need it spread all the thing, but
then why are you telling me? Gotta put it somewhere I see it. I don't check Venmo much.
Oh. All right. Well, I hope you saved up a bunch. Then.
Well, what did you give me? $1 million, Rose? Is it there? I don't think you
No, I said $2.
Oh, I appreciate it. Thank you, Rose. Every buck, all of it adds up. So thank you.
I mean, there's a story that Christ told. This one guy had lots of money to give to the plate. But
Uh-huh.
this old woman that they bred just to earn a few shekels gave a couple of shekels.
Uh-huh.
And it meant more to the person than the one that can send 500,000. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Listen, if you give me $1 or you give me $500, I love you guys all the
Hey,
same. It all goes to
you
help the cause.
you ain't getting $1 out of me until you give me 5 jokes.
Well, you're SOL then.
Shit out of luck.
Yeah.
You ain't got no jokes left in you.
No jokes. Not right off the top of my head.
Well, you know what, Jimmy? You've been all over the place tonight, and I love it. I love you. I can't talk about other people because then I have to look in the mirror.
People are
you
asking
know?
what a shekel is. It's money. That's her terminology for a Benjamin or a dollar, a few shekels, like a few coins.
What the guy that portrayed Jesus, he just laid down a few shekels, or no, he sold Jesus out for a few shekels, right?
Uh-huh.
Anyway, I'm in my Indian phase
Uh-huh.
because pretty soon Indian summer's coming up in September.
Uh-huh.
We got birthdays to go through and trials and things.
Are you Indian, like as in native?
I wanted
Indian?
to ask,
or Indian
Dolly,
as in India?
Indian, Native American. I've got a holy wood stick that came from Jerusalem.
Uh-huh.
You know, my place is very holy, and I like to keep my chat holy. You know, you've been all over the place, Jimmy. It's been really hard for me.
Okay.
But I'd like to. I want to tap in on a Cobra case is gone. Boom. Because I knew you guys were going to cover that.
Uh-huh.
Now, the Mamta case,
Uh-huh.
important to me in my area.
Uh-huh.
And then, so you're going to the Stephen Stearns. Can you update my calendar for me a little bit?
The 20, I believe I will be there the 27th
of July.
This month, yeah.
July.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, what's pissing me off is
I'll be in
that,
Carolina the 25th, 26th, and I'll leave the 27th. So I'll be in Florida the 27th.
All right. The other thing that pisses me off, Jimmy, please forgive me if I get ugly, is that Jen Soto, was she born with deer headlights in her fucking face? How come?
The
Please
jury
answer.
selection starts the 22nd. Opening statements on the
How come
27th.
Jen Soto is
Kidding, I
like,
don't
we
either.
need
Bull
her
rolls of tongue
testimony.
easy low.
I felt like Stephen Stearns shit was solid. Like, we don't need anyone else. And she walks around like deer in her headlights. I don't know. What can you tell me what happened there with that? Why hasn't she been arrested?
They gave her
I don't
immunity.
get it.
They gave her
For
immunity
what?
to testify
We
against
already
Stephen Stearns.
knew.
I know, but
We already.
I know, you know. I mean, I can't tell you no more than that. They gave the woman immunity. I don't agree with it, but it is what it is. All right, Rose, we're out of time. You be good.
I always am.
All right, peace.
Like,
all right, so people are saying shekels are Jewish money. I mean, I don't know. Is Luminous calling in too? No, she sent me some messages. That kind of goes over some of the stuff. I couldn't look at all of it because it would play it here. I guess there's something with some audio, but I haven't been able to listen to that yet. Jen Soto has 2 brain cells. Absolutely. And It's a Crime and Shame says this army and I pull out GD. Kidding. I don't either. Bull rolls of tongue easy. LOL. Now listen, you know, I get what you're saying. I just want, you know, I try to make that aware of the people that, you know, the whole army thing. Because like I said, I've seen armies kind of fade over time, right? Then it becomes a group, and then it becomes 3 crazy people, so then you just got Jody Sue Brown, right? It's just like, oh shit. So no Israel money. We may recognize the voice, LOL. Yeah, if the person asked me not to share it and they sent it to me, and I can't share it with you guys. I'm a person of my word. I think that's really all you got on this planet. I ain't got a lot of money, but I do got my word, and I try to keep it to the best I can. Now, if the person says later I can share the stuff with you, I'll be more than welcome to share it, or something like that. But if they give me something that's like, hey, don't tell nobody about this, I usually don't. So, and if it was super epic, I'd let you know. It ain't that great, okay? But it's more information than I knew, okay? So I mean, the rumors have been going around, so that it ain't no surprise that there's another woman in his life, okay? Like, to me, it seems a little quick, and you're going to look for these kids until the end, but both of them, not just Daniel, but Malaya too. You're out there worried about your relationship status instead of worried about where these kids are. Like, I understand at some point you got to move on with your life. I get it, but not that. Dolly.
It's me, Alex.
What's up, Alex?
I'm doing good, and I got a brand new TV, and I got a 55-inch TV, and it's a TCL TV.
You can't hide money, Alex.
It's perfect for online gaming,
Uh-huh.
and also perfect for watching Netflix, Disney Plus, Apple TV, and also
Dolly Vision.
Prime Video.
Wrong answer. You're supposed to say it's great for watching Dolly Vision, Alex.
And Dolly Vision also.
Okay. All right. Got my eyes on you.
But yeah, and also, and my mom's doing good also.
Cool. You been treating your mom good?
Helping her.
You better.
I've been helping her out around the house.
Uh-huh.
And I went to my doctor.
Hold on 1 second, Alex. Hold on 1 second.
You there?
Yeah, I'm here, Alex. Go ahead.
Okay. And also, I went to my doctor's appointment, and I might have like a gallbladder stones because I might have that inside my gallbladder, so I have to have my gallbladder removed, and I'm kind of scared about that.
Mm-hmm.
And my mom thinks that I might end up needing like a new liver also, so my mom's more worried about that kind of surgery.
Are you been having liver problems?
Yeah, because my mom is more scared about me having to have a liver transplant.
Uh-huh. Okay. Well, I hope you're doing okay, Alex.
Yeah, and my mom wants to get me like on a liver transplant a list.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, so my mom told me that my doctor would let my mom know if I have to have that done.
Okay. Well, I hope that ain't the case.
Yeah, because my liver is not too good right now because I don't drink alcohol or anything, and I don't do drugs or anything.
Uh-huh.
Because I can't stand the taste of alcohol.
Yeah.
So that's not the reason why my liver's in, bad condition, because I don't drink any alcohol or do any drugs.
Okay. Well, we pray you okay, Alex. That's horrible to hear.
It's like, I have like bad genetics, like with the liver,
Yeah.
So it's something that my mom called it. I think I'm sure my mom could tell you about it though.
Okay. All right.
Want to say hello to her?
Yeah. If she's awake, don't wake her up.
Yeah, she's awake. I told Jimmy about my liver. About you said it's like cirrhosis of the liver or something.
Yeah, he's got stage 4 liver failure. He's got severe fibrosis of the liver and severe alcoholic cirrhosis of the liver.
And what caused that with him not drinking or nothing? What?
Genetics.
Just genetics?
My dad had it, and he never drank ever. So yeah.
Are they going to put him on a list for a liver?
I don't know right now. We have to wait and see what the specialist says. But yeah.
Wow.
So he had an ultrasound today, hospital, and
and
then of course I just had my gallbladder out on an emergency basis in April, and now he's got some symptoms of gallstones too. So, but that's something.
Is a gallstone like a kidney stone?
No, I mean it's in the gallbladder, but you know, it hurts like hell. I'll tell you that much. I felt like I was having a heart attack.
Oh Lord!
But I'm more worried about his liver stuff, but because there's really nothing, you know, they can do medicine wise and stuff on that.
Yeah, yeah.
So, and he had another test done downtown in the medical center in Houston, and so that's when we first found out about his liver stuff. And so we thought with his dietary changes, like eating higher protein and stuff like that, that because he's losing a lot of weight, that he would, you know, would help his liver, but the damage to the liver is done. It just,
wow. Well, I pray to God everything works out, you know.
I know. All right, we'll holler at you later.
All right, you be good.
One day at a time.
I'm just living one day at a time, Jimmy.
All right, Alex, I'm praying for you, brother. You need anything or anybody to talk to, you just give me a call.
Okay. Talk to you later, buddy.
All right, peace.
Good night. Bye.
Wow, poor Alex. I didn't know he was having living problems. Dolly.
Hey, Dolly. I'm sorry, it's Shauna again. Real quick. I just hope Alex is listening, and I just wanted to send him some love and tell him we're praying for him, and don't get too worried about your liver. I got some issues going on too, but it's going to be okay, buddy. We all love you. If he's listening. Second of all, I forgot to tell you that I'm very technology challenged. I don't need an accolade or a applause or a thank you, but I did send you another GoFriend Fund Me or whatever it's called. But I don't know how to put my name in there. So I did send you just a little bit. But
okay, well, a little bit is better than nothing. I can tell you that.
Yeah. Well, like I said, just want to let you know that if you get one, that I don't know like how it works out, but I did send you a little bit just to say thank you. And Alex, hey buddy, we all got you. We love you, bud.
All right, you be good.
Thanks, Charlie.
All right,
bye-bye.
Peace. All right, let's take this call. Dolly. Hey.
What are you doing?
What are you doing?
Nothing. What's happening?
What's up, Stony Stone?
Not much, man. I was gonna see if you noticed.
Yeah, I'm good with voices. I know everybody. I don't forget people.
Yeah, I'm like that too. Hey, what did I tell you about Summer Wells?
Yeah, you know, it's your fault. I'm a true crime person, Stony Stone.
Sorry, I knew.
Yeah.
I told you.
It's your fault. I blame you for all this.
Well, you know what? It's okay. I'm used to it because I did all the research myself to get myself stuck in this world. So
well, you dragged me down the hole, and now I'm a true crime channel.
Yeah, well, that's okay though. You know what? Everybody needs somebody, but like you did say, they don't support it as well on true crime as other platforms.
Yeah.
Other topics.
Yeah.
Not a big thing.
I always trip out when people say you do the true crime for views. I'm like, do you know this is the less?
Oh, you know.
I get
you got
right.
Hey, you get beat up. You get your ass handed to you every turn you make.
Yeah. Yeah, I know.
This is the world's worst genre to be in.
I agree. As far as how people treat you.
Right. Yeah.
You
it's
know.
the greatest reward in the end.
Yeah, I think so. I think so too. Or I wouldn't have made the move that
Great job tonight.
I
as
did.
Always. God
I'm
bless
glad
us.
you did, though.
We've
had a lot of fun, though, ain't we?
It's been a journey. I say
Yeah.
that much. It's been a journey. And if you hadn't planted that seed, I'm just thinking, where would I be at? What would I be doing today?
Exactly. But you know what? You're doing exactly what you're supposed to, and God leads people to each other for, different reasons at different times. I believe that too. So I don't know.
Yeah, because I honestly don't know what I'd be doing right now. I mean, when you planted that seed, it literally changed my life.
Kylie Rodney, that whole thing was put in my face, and then it was just the way it came out was just like,
You nailed that one. I mean, you were dead ass on the Kylie Rodney case.
I'm good. I'm good with the stuff though, bro. I'm very good with it, but I had to take a break because of what you said. You get your ass beat. You can't even do it for somebody because you get beat down so bad.
I know.
And
People are so critical of you in this sector of YouTube.
You know why? They're in it for the money. They're monetized. They want to make the money. So if you're right, that means they possibly could be wrong. And if they're wrong, they want you to be the bad guy. That way they can keep feeding bull crap to you and making money. That's the way it is in a lot of these genres. So
maybe
it is. I guarantee it. I've been doing this since 2008.
Yeah.
I've been on YouTube since 2008. Everybody, man, I've got millions of subscribers, bro. It ain't that I don't know what I'm doing. I get tired of
I still find it crazy that somebody can say something to you and one little thing can change your whole life.
Yeah, well, that's cool, right?
Yeah.
It was
and it's what you said.
Is it the right change?
I think so. I think so. I mean, I didn't know in the beginning, but yeah, I feel like I'm on the right track. Yes.
Hey, you're at home, ain't you?
It's true crime needed me.
You're comfortable. You're at home, man. That's
believe
where it is.
I believe it needed me.
But you were all over the map, though. You were covering stuff that really didn't even matter.
Yeah. It
cool.
it didn't have any importance to it. I agree. I figured, this is something I can do to help, and it's more important than what I was doing. And
because you're on something that matters, bro. That's what it's all about. You need to help yourself to help others. That's the way I believe.
And I truly do believe that everything happens for a reason, Stony Stone. I was meant to meet you. I was meant to have that conversation with you, and I think I was meant to go down this path that I've went.
There's a couple of other cases that I kind of been stumbling around with, and maybe we'll talk about it, but I'm not gonna just throw it out. But there's a lot going on. We had a big flood here in my city just the other day. We got after Texas. And it got real bad here. So I mean, there's just a lot going on in our world. But there's a couple of cases. We got a couple of missing people over it.
Yeah, they flood. Yeah, they've been happening everywhere. Texas flooded again, and Carolina flooding, and damn New Jersey's flooded.
Yeah. So where are you taking off to?
Florida to cover the Stephen Stearns trial.
Oh wow, you going? What are you doing in North Carolina or South Carolina? What are you doing?
North Carolina is just a little birthday gift that PJ got me. I'm going to meet Art the Clown. Art the Clown from the movie Terrifier, horror movie.
Oh, yeah. Okay, cool. Good for you, bro.
Yeah, so I get to go meet the cast of Terrifier, and
that's awesome.
Yeah, I think it's awesome. I like the movie, so I mean, yeah, it'd be cool to meet them.
I'm into a little bit of that stuff.
Yeah, horror movies are my favorite. So anything to do with horror, I enjoy.
Yeah. I get it. Yeah, man, I'm glad. But I told you the very first time. I said, man, you're not gonna understand this. You're not gonna figure it out. It's gonna be a nightmare, and it's gonna be a nightmare. Summer Wells is one of them cases that keeps looping you and looping you and looping you. And I was 4 years into it before I ever said anything to you about it.
Yeah. I mean, what you said, it stuck with me. It took a little while, but then it kind of, You know, like I said, words are like seeds. You say something to somebody, you don't think it may take hold, it may grow, it may not, you know, and just it did, you know, and I still hold you. Every time something goes crazy, I'll be like, this shit's Stony Stone's fault. You know what I'm saying?
Good looking out.
All right, look, you be good.
All right. You too, brother. We'll holler at you soon. Be safe. God bless and have a good trip.
All right, peace. All right, let me explain this to you guys. So I wasn't doing true crime at all. Right. Some people say I was, but I was covering court cases. But for celebrities, like rappers were getting in trouble and shoot somebody, and I talk about their court cases and who they shot, and just entertainment news. Like I was talking about Jim Carrey, Corey Feldman, and the Gabby Petito situation happened. And I always tell people it really wasn't Gabby Petito that got me into true crime, not as a true crime channel. Okay. But I was building a van at the time to drive across country because I didn't fly. For anybody that's new here, my old viewers know this story, but just for people that are new, if you're wondering how I ended up in true crime, is I was covering the Gabby Petito story because I could relate to them, because I wanted to build a van and live in the van and drive across the country because I didn't fly. So Gabby Petito happened, and that kind of hit home to me because that's what I wanted to do, was go to these state parks and, you know, see that the beautiful countryside, and, you know, just live in the van and make YouTube videos. So I started talking about Gabby Petito, and of course I had the phone lines up, and Stony Stone called in, right? And he said, Dolly, have you ever heard of the Summer Wells case? And I was like, nah. He's like, well, when you get a chance, man, you need to look into it. It'll probably be one of the craziest stories you ever heard. Okay. Just like this changed my life, believe it or not. I mean, completely the path I was on, what I do, and it's the reason we're here today, right? Which is crazy to even think this. He said it's one of the craziest things you'll see. It's unbelievable. That's what he said, or something of this, you know, he kind of built it up a little bit, and then he was like, all right, later. And I didn't immediately go check out who Summer Wells was or anything like that. I think I was sitting home late one night, but what he did was he planted that seed, the Summer Wells seed, in the back of my mind. You know, how crazy is it? I'm wondering, let me check it out. Right. So I watched like maybe 2 or 3 videos on Summer Wells, and it just completely broke my heart. I was thinking, this is the saddest shit ever. Next thing you know, I'm thinking to myself, what can I do to help? Right? Had no clue how I could help or anything. And never been to Tennessee. Never looked for a missing kid. Never searched for fucking anything other than my car keys. I was just thinking, what can one person do to help? Right? And the next thing you know, I was like, I'm going to drive to Tennessee and look for this little girl. So to me, I ended up in Tennessee. I almost say I fell into a damn rabbit hole and ended up on 110 Ben Hill Road. And it was the first time ever to do anything like this. So I drive out there completely by myself to the hollers of Tennessee. And the emotions in it was like so crazy, especially when I got out the car and was there at her house and could see it all for myself. And then I just was determined to do what I could do to help as one person. So just covering the Summer Wells case led me to Michael Monkey Vaughn. All right. So then I did the same thing. Matter of fact, I was talking about Michael Monkey Vaughn missing, and his mother came in here. And I asked her, I said, well, what can I do to help you? Right. And Brandy told me, she said, I got a bunch of flyers I need to hand out and put up. And I was like, okay. I flew to Idaho to hand out these flyers all the way across the country. Okay. Just to help her. So I went out that day. I went searching for Michael Monkey Vaughn, Snake River. So now I've done, did the Tennessee thing, looking for Summer Wells. And then I came back and we did the 2-year anniversary of Summer Wells missing, did the prayer vigil for, continue to search for Summer Wells, still looking into the Michael Monkey, and it just snowballed and grew into Dolly Vision. 70,000 subscribers later. It's been a crazy journey, and that's how the journey started. And I would have never knew that everything would change the way it did. Like, no clue. And I always tell people I didn't find true crime found me. Like, it's like some people belong here, right? And then some people come here. I don't know. It's Dolly's the real deal. But that's how I got here. Stony Stone still calls the show, right? It's his fault. Okay. If y'all don't like me in true crime, blame Stony Stone. I was doing other shit. Okay. That's all I'm saying. What about the Vegas shooting? And now I dabbled in a little conspiracy, aliens, Mandela effects, entertainment news. I did a little bit of everything on YouTube. It wasn't one thing, like how Dolly Vision is just true crime. It wasn't like that before. Jams TV was just generally entertainment news or whatever's going on in the world type stuff. And then I switched over to full blown true crime. SF Investigates is a great man. I don't know about that one. I don't, he says he charges families $20,000. I was like, what? Like, I couldn't imagine trying to help a family and looking at him, be like, well, I'll help you, but I want 20 grand, to do it. Well, you ain't helping at that point. You are an employee at that point, right? You paying you 20 grand. You an employee. You ain't helping. Helping is when somebody does it from the heart. That's helping. You charging, right? That's you an employee. I pay you 20 grand. You ain't helping me. I'm paying you. There's a little bit of a difference. So when he said that in the Sebastian Rogers case, I was like, I don't know if he was lying, but if that's the case, if that's how much money you're making, I need to be a private investigator. Okay. That's, insane. Especially considering there's no answers yet for Sebastian Rogers. So I can think of 20 grand to spend on other things. If you ask for $1 to help a baby, you don't need to be in this genre. Now, listen, if you asking that from the family, yeah, you don't need to be here, right? Like, there's no way I could take money from missing kids of mom and dad. Okay. I never asked Brandy for anything. I never asked Don and Candace Wells for anything. I never asked Leilani or anybody for anything. We're funded by you guys, right? You guys make this channel. And matter of fact, Stony Stone, like I said, it's always been about you guys. The more support we got, the more we're able to do. I mean, there's no way to do shit free, right? I wish there was. If I could do everything free. Sometimes it is, you got to have finances to be able to make the things happen that I do. And so far, you guys have supported me every inch of the way, and y'all have made most of this possible. Would I have been able to go search for all these people and do these things, put up these banners like the Summer Wells banner, the Michael Monkey Vaughn banner? That's usually my trademark. When I leave, I put up a big banner. Would I have been able to do these things without the help of each and every one of you? No. So to me, it's a big group effort to make this happen. That's why we had to go Gibson go link up right now so we can cover this case in Florida, right? And I'm going to cover it either way, but the difference is a crack hotel with bed bugs or a decent hotel. So if you got a couple extra bucks, donate to the cause. If you don't got it, don't worry about it. I'll survive either way, but it's about seeing justice served for these kids. And since we started our journey, it's been a crazy one, and but I wouldn't change it. I believe everything happens for a reason, and I'm here because of that. That's I don't know anybody else's YouTube story that started like that one in true crime. Like usually people just they start a true crime channel. I didn't do that. I got sucked in. I guess is the best way to say it. But just remember, when somebody says something to you, words can change your life completely. It can change your direction in life. Now, did Stony Stone mean to do that? Probably not. He was just probably telling me something that interests him. And, but it just that little conversation, you just never know what somebody could say to you and who it is. I didn't even know Stony Stone. Didn't even know him. And the dude has made a big difference in the direction I went in life. Like this, it's crazy to me, even to me, when I look at it today and I look back at it and I'm like, well, this is how I started. It still kind of boggles my mind that just a few words from somebody you don't know can completely change your life. She just needed help, and then we stood. Okay, let's see what that said. She just needed help, and then we still need help, Jimmy. Yes, and like I said, I tell people this all the time. I want all these kids found, but there ain't no kid out here that I want answers more for than Summer Wells, and that's because Summer Wells is the one that a lot of them hurt my heart. But Summer Wells was one that brought tears to my eyes. And it's the one that made me decide, hey, what can I do to help? And that was the change right there. Like, and I think it's an age thing. Like when you get older, you start to get a little more caring than you might have been as a young guy. Because, as a young guy, I just want to raise hell and have fun, like any young person. I didn't give a shit about hardly anything, right? I wasn't even taking good care of myself. And I think as I got older, I got softer and didn't realize it, right? Then I'm just tearing up and everything. I'm like, I can't believe this. Like, how bad this little girl had it, and that how dysfunctional it was. Almost like she didn't stand a chance, right? She didn't stand a chance. I'm less caring now. Vegas will change you. Well, I mean, yeah, I can understand that. I mean, it's a little wild, but I think that was the change, just in general. Like I started I started caring more about other people than I probably did before. And I think that was like, would Stony Stone conversation affected me when I was in my 30s? Probably not. I was too busy worried about other stuff. But as life started to slow down, you start caring more about other people, or maybe I always did and didn't realize it, but more interested in helping, whereas I would help anybody as a young guy, but I don't know if I would go out my way to help. Like if it was convenient for me, yeah, I would help, right? But now I kind of go out my way to try to help people. Okay, Tiff, I'm replying back to your comment now. Um, okay, I sent you a message back, Tiff. All right. Don't worry about it. Like I said, we'll take care of it tomorrow. Like it's not a do or die thing tonight. All right. Poor kids praying for Lily and Jack. Yes. Now, hopefully, the RCMP does something soon about this situation. That's really all we can pray for. Like, I just have this feeling that Jack and Lily are not out there. They're not on a reservation. They're not hidden somewhere. There's no reason to do that. Okay. Dolly's looking younger and healthier. Don't jinx me. Okay. Don't jinx me. Tiffany, my daughter, she's taking her first flight next week. Okay. She's going to Florida too, but she's going to Florida for a concert, and we're going to be there. As soon as she leaves Florida, I show up in Florida. Our schedules are like that. So if the concert would have fell a little bit, we could have went to Florida together. But Tiffany's going to Florida for a concert, and then I'm flying down for Stephen Stearns, which on the day she leaves, I believe I'm flying in. So we'll pass each other, okay, in the air. Right? She'll be leaving, I'll be going. So it's my biggest fear, this whole entire world, but I'll live. You know, and that's crazy too, because I never flew. Never. It was my biggest fear too. And then Callie Rodney happened. Okay. True crime has been like a lot of my life, right? And Ryan Upchurch, the singer, came into the room. And he just happened to have a concert in Nashville. I was like, man, I'd like to see that concert. And he was like, well, I'll give you a ticket. So he gave me the ticket, and he donated like $500 to the channel. So I was like, he's gave me a ticket to the concert. He's gave me enough in donations to buy a plane ticket. And I was just like, man, I'm going to have to get on a plane. And then I got on the plane, and I wasn't scared as I thought I'd be. Now on the plane ride back, oh my God, that's the scariest flight I've ever been on in my life to this day. And I done flown a bunch now, but that one was a bad flight. Every now and then you get a bad flight. It just is what it is. It was scary. Okay, it was scary. I ain't gonna lie. It was a scary ass flight. So there I was good. Back, I was really scared. But then I started flying, and I'm scared every time I get on a plane. But I'm less scared because I just accept the fact that I've lived a good life, and if something does happen, it's out of my hands. But every time I get on a plane, I say a little prayer. I ain't gonna lie. And I usually will call Tiffany and tell her I love her, and call PJ, and you know, just because if something happens, I want that last message to be out there. I paid the extra for the window seat. I prefer to sit by the window, believe it or not. Because you got more, like when you go to lay over and go to sleep, you can lean towards the window. If you sit in the middle, you can't lean because then you'll lean on somebody, and that's a little weird, right? And if you sleep on the end and you lean over, that stewardess will hit you with the cart. So I always pick the window seat too. Now there was one time that I flew, I don't know, me and this girl, it was like a late flight. I got on the plane, I fell asleep. And when I woke up, me and the girl were laid on top of each other, like our heads were butted up against each other. I used her as a pillow, and she used me as a pillow. We slept the whole flight. Okay. I woke up, was like, oh, that's the around. You know what I'm saying? So I always pick the window seat. You got to pay extra for the window seat, but it gives you a little bit more place to lean over, you know. And so I would say, yeah, the window is probably the best. Please come to Nova Scotia and help find Lily and Jack. Like I said, right at this point, even if I go and apply for my passport tomorrow, it'll take me at least 4 weeks before I can even get it. So I don't know. I can't make no promises on the Jack and Lily thing. You know, if it was in America, I'd already been there. You know, if it wasn't for the passport, I'd already probably be in Canada. You never know, though. You never know. I could pop up in Nova Scotia. But now I'm not so scared to fly. And once you fly, you'll realize, man, this is a lot quicker than driving. You can be anywhere you want to be in a few hours, you know. So now I'm pretty quick to jump on a plane. And you got to remember this too when you fly, that there's hundreds of planes a day flying in the air. And you hear about one plane crash, every 6 months? And you play the odds. The odds are your plane ain't going to crash. So, and you got better chances of dying in a car wreck driving on the interstate than you do dying in an airplane. So I just go where I need to go now. I'm still a little nervous, I ain't gonna lie, but I suck it up. I still ain't got brave enough to fly anywhere like internationally yet, because I really want to go to like Australia. I want to go to Japan. There's a few places I want to go abroad. And I don't know, something about flying over the water just scares me. But then again, I was scared to fly at all. But for some reason, I think, well, if you're flying over land and the plane starts to have some problems, of course, they'll make an emergency landing, right? But if you're flying over the ocean and there's some problems, you're kind of out back at that point. So I'm a little scared of that type of stuff, like international flights. You go international, yeah, I mean, maybe if I got hammered like Mr. T and they just put me on the plane, I could probably do it. Longest plane flight I was on was 7 hours. What is Vegas from here to Vegas? Was it 4 hours? I don't know. I slept the whole way. Last time I went, I slept the whole flight. Because I have a routine, right? And this may work for you too, Tiff. I stay up all night. Okay. So when I get on the plane, I'm absolutely exhausted. And then I get on the plane. As soon as I sit down, I fall asleep. Right. Boop. And I only woke up one time panicky. Right. Like I didn't know where I was at. Like woke up kind of scared. But I'll usually stay up all night, go to the plane station, get on the plane, and then go to sleep. Right. Because I figure if I'm going to die, I want to do it in my sleep. Right. So and that's how I usually fly everywhere. And I guarantee when I go to Florida, I'll do the exact same thing. I'll stay up all night, get on the plane, absolutely tired. So when I get on the plane, I can go to sleep. But then again, from Carolina to Florida, what is it? An hour and a half flight, 2 hour flight tops. But them Vegas flights are kind of long. So I get up there and go to sleep good. I get some good sleep on the Vegas flights. Dolly, you can't just pull over. No, you damn sure can't. Right. So, and that's what made my second flight ever so scary, is they were having problems with the plane. And it kept making this clicking noise. And I had never heard that on the first plane. It was like click, click right under my seat. And the pilot comes on and they're getting ready to take off. They're on the runway, right? And I knew it was something major with the plane. It wasn't minor, because they ain't gonna get ready just to take off and then go, oh, okay, we're stopping and turning the fucking plane back around, right? I knew it was something wrong that wasn't good. It's, you know how the plane gets on the runway, it's getting ready to take off, and they start revving the plane up, right? It's revving up, it's revving up. You can hear it. They're getting ready to take off. Then all of a sudden, the plane idles down, and the pilot comes on and goes, we're experiencing problems with the plane. We're going to taxi the plane, and we're going to have maintenance come look at it. So they didn't say what was wrong with it, right? So they pull the plane back around, and then he comes back on there. He goes, there's a maintenance issue. It should be about 45 minutes to an hour, and we'll be in the air. Never says what's wrong with the plane. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just thinking, this should I get off this damn plane? Right? That's in my head, right? So we go 45 minutes or so goes by, hour, and they go, okay, the plane's good to go. We're gonna get ready to take off. Right. So they drive back down the runway and they're revving the plane up again. And I'm just, by this point, my nerves are shocked. I'm thinking the plane's gonna fall out the sky. They got me in a broke down ass, old ass plane, and it's making some clicking sound, still making a clicking sound, right? And I'm like, I'm gonna die. Right. So they take off, we in the air, everything's good, the clicking stops. Okay. As soon as we go to land, like when you're in the air and they put down the landing gear, I could hear the clicking again. Click, 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 right under my seat. Cause I think I was sitting near one of the wheels. And I'm thinking, oh God, please just let this plane land. All right. So you honestly, since it was an hour late, it felt like the plane was moving faster. I don't know. Has anybody ever noticed that at a plane? Because usually when you're in the air, all the planes feel like they're going the same speed. You really can't tell how fast you're going, right? But in this plane, I could tell we were hauling ass, right? Like they were trying to make up that hour that they had lost. So the plane is literally hauling ass. And when it landed in Norfolk, okay, they came in hot. I'm talking about so hot. They came and landed fast. Like it felt like I was literally in a car wreck. Okay. It slammed me. You know how, because they got the anti-lock brakes on the plane, it hits, it's like till it stops. Oh man, when it came in fast. Like it was the roughest landing I've ever been on in any flight. Okay. Just it was like wham. It slammed me into the seat. I thought I was in a car wreck, right? I got out the plane. It was praying. Listen, I jumped up, and you know, because in the plane, usually the people in the front, I busted past everybody. I grabbed my bag, was just like, let me off the fucking plane. Right. By this time, I was done. I was just done being on the plane. I couldn't get off the plane any faster than humanly known. Right. I'm bowing people out the way. Just move. You know what I'm saying? And I get to the door. They're still unbolting the door of the plane because, you know, they bolt the door onto the plane. And I get off and I'm saying a prayer walking through the airport. I'm like, thank you, God, man. I don't know. You know, thank you for me being alive today. Just happy to make it. Then after that, every flight was like smooth landing, like nothing. But that one, man, that was a hard one to forget. That is why you don't fly, LOL. I mean, I made it. You know, I made it. It was a little rough and I had a little bit of whiplash. Okay. Cause it slammed me. Like it was a good, like, woof. And you don't got much room between like the seats. So it's in the back of the seats, like some fucking hard plastic. And I mean, it slammed me into it hard, like boom. I got off. I was rattled. I was like, I'm just glad to be off this plane. But I made it, and I try not to think about that stuff, right? Because what if it happens? It's out of your hands anyway. Ain't nothing you can do about it. And I believe when it's your time, it's your time. So, and we don't get to pick that date, you know. So, and it's a lot damn quicker than driving. When the wheels touch the ground, I hear Will screaming all day, every day. If that happened when I land, you're driving me back from Florida. You're gonna be fine. You're gonna be fine. It ain't that bad. That's the only time like ever, and I've flown now like all over the country. What just last year I flew to Boston three times, 4 times, to Vegas multiple times now, to Idaho. Just don't never fly Spirit, okay, and you're good. That shit is like literally being in a school bus in the air. It is raggedy. People are assholes. It's terrible. But the best thing I tell people is fly Delta. That's what I tend to try to fly. even if I got to pay a little bit more money for the ticket, I tend to fly Delta. I think they got the most crashes. You know what I'm saying? But I like Delta the better, the best. And if your state has Breezy, right? That's a decent airline. That's one of those economy airlines, like budget airlines, but they got nice planes, nice people. It ain't really expensive. Yep, Turtle Gang, that's what I would say. I've tried to fly Delta is the best, then American Airlines. That's what I go with too. I always try to get Delta first. And if I got to, I'll fly American. But I'd rather pay the extra money to go Delta. Yeah. So, but like I said, if you're on a budget, because from Virginia to where Turtle Gang is, to Vegas, Breezy has direct flights, right? And I'm a little sketchy, like, well, how come this ticket is $300 and this ticket is $600, right? So, I flew Breezy. I said, well, let me take the chance, you know, because it's a direct flight. So you're there. And I took Breezy and I was like, man, they got nice planes, nice people. Like, it was nice. I was like, shit, this is $300. But Breezy don't fly everywhere, right? So they don't go everywhere. They just go to major touristy place. So you can fly directly from here to Vegas. You can fly directly here to LA. They just don't take you everywhere. You need to wear compression socks on planes, Jimmy. Yeah, you need to chew gum on planes. Here's your tip, the best tip for your first flight. And somebody told me this on the plane. They said, you ever fly? And I was like, no, it's my first time. They were like, here's a piece of gum. And I was like, what the hell I need a piece of gum for? They were like, hey, you're going to thank me for that gum later. Right? And I'm like, what? And they're just like, chew it. You know, it helps your ears not to pop. Okay. The pressure, if you chew gum, or yawn a lot. So, my best tip would be like, take you a pack of gum and while you're flying, chew the gum. If not, your ears start popping, your head be feeling all funny and shit. It's the altitude. I don't know. I know the gum works. Okay. And now every time I fly, I'm chewing gum. Yeah. I mean, I don't know if I really need compression socks. You know, I move my feet around a little bit. And usually I'll pay the $39 extra for a little bit of leg room. So that helps too. You can get an ear infection. Okay. Tiff said I ordered compression socks because I swell. You do. Nobody told me to chew gum. I was by myself both trips I took. The gum really helps. It helps your ears popping. Okay. Like I've been on a plane with no gum and my ears were popping like crazy. And yeah. Gosh, very late. If you make yourself yawn, it pops the air out your ears. Dolly, do you have a pacemaker? No, I don't have a pacemaker. Good to know, Dolly. You always chew gum and you always wear compression socks? I mean, I'll wear some tight socks to be fine. I mean, I don't think it's necessary. I ain't never had nothing swell up on me. I flew back from Boston because I was being cheap. This is crazy because you can pay extra for it, but if not, they always give you the middle seat, right? The middle seat you don't pay extra for. And so I was trying to be cheap because I was like, okay, it's a short flight from Boston to Richmond, right? Because I was flying from Boston to Richmond. And both dudes on both seats, they had to be 350 plus. These are big guys. I mean, really big, oversized, ate everything at the buffet ass dudes, right? Nothing against big people. You know, big people can be big. It's fine. But when you got to sit in the middle of two big ass dudes and they're taking up their seat and mine, right? And it's like you got, remember when Jelly Roll was a Jelly Roll? He's lost a lot of weight now, right? But remember he was a really big guy? It was like sitting between two Jelly Rolls, right? Like I couldn't even move, right? They had me pinned in the seat like this. No leg room, couldn't move, didn't have an armrest, right? And it's a super short flight, right? It ain't even that long, maybe an hour and a half. And I am just crushed. And I told myself, I said, look, I ain't never flying like this again. I just ain't never doing it again. Like, I don't need to be anywhere that bad. Like that I'm going to, you know, because usually people are normal size. I just happened to get the middle seat where both dudes should have bought two seats. Both of them. They should have paid for two seats. I ain't trying to be mean. I'm just being truthful that like there was really no seat for me to sit in. Right? If the plane would have crashed, I'd have been in between two airbags. Okay. I'd have been the only one to walk out. I was surrounded like there wasn't nothing for me to crash into, right? It was bad. It was bad. And next time I just like, hey, I paid the $39. I know I went squirrel on that, but I just wanted to share those adventures with you guys. That's why you don't get the middle seat. Compression socks just cut off your circulation. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Two things you got to have. You got to have some bubble gum and a neck pillow. If you ain't got a neck pillow, best investment ever. And I got like 5 of them, Tiffany. There's one right there on the floor right there. I got a whole bunch of different neck pillows. I got one that this is my favorite one. It's like got a silky kind of soft. It's real fat, extra fat one. And it has a hoodie on it that covers your face up, right? So you can put the neck pillow on and then pull the hoodie over your face and go to sleep. So that's a good one. That's like it's from a snowboarding company, but for some reason they made, I guess, people flying out to snowboard, and it's a spider one. But usually they make up a lot of snowboarding clothing, but I bought that one, and that's probably my favorite neck pillow is the spider one. Not sponsored, but you know, unless they want to pay me. Neck pillows are a must. Yeah, right. Just saw Jelly Roll in Nashville. Jelly Roll is awesome in concert. He put on a good concert here in Virginia last time. Me and PJ went to a concert. We went to see Jelly Roll. Let's see. They have some cool compression socks now. Okay. I thought you had to wear compression socks if you had like diabetes or something. Screaming Babies. Don't lose your favorite one. Jelly Roll is awesome. He started out as a rapper. Yeah, he did. Jelly Roll is my cousin. Okay. Lend me some money then. Jelly Roll got tons of money, boy. He's banking. No, Dolly, circulation and heart. Okay. I don't have one of those either. I guess I was flying by the seat of my pants. Okay, y'all really like those compression socks, huh? He's a cinnamon roll now. Yeah, he lost like 180 pounds, right? I keep seeing he donated 50 million to Texas. I see people saying $1 million to Texas. I seen something that said he donated 50 million. Because I remember saying it on live, and then people were like, no, Dolly, he donated $1 million. And then I was on Facebook and it said Jelly Roll donates $50 million to Texas. And I was like, maybe it's wrong. I don't know. Everything you see on the internet ain't right, but that's what I see. Good for Jelly Roll. My email mark is one of my mods could post it if you want. If you got,
Ivy got compression roll around my jelly roll.
You got compression roll around my jelly roll on top XX. Yeah, I mean, Jelly Roll has a really good story, so I like his story. I mean, who don't like to see somebody come from the bottom and reach the top? I mean, there's people out here who like to watch people's downfalls too, I'd much rather see a success story than somebody fall from grace, right? And he has a really good success story. Prison starts playing. Well, he started rapping, so he was already doing music, but really found a country thing when he was locked up, and then comes out and becomes one of the biggest country singers in the United States right now, right? How long, his fame will last, I don't know, but he's lost a lot of weight, and that's probably good for his health because he was a big guy. I mean, really big. To see him now, he's half of a Jelly Roll. He's still a big guy, don't get me wrong, but he lost a big guy. He's lost at least half his size. You love watermelon? Haha, good. That's good. All right, guys. I'm not far from getting out of here, calling it a night. Dolly, Tiff be your girl for real? Addie V. Tiffany is my daughter. That's in the room. That's my daughter. Yeah, that's my kid. Right. So when I talk about these, I'm a parent myself. You see what I'm saying? So, I haven't been through it. Where's the babies? And thank you. All right, guys. So I want to take a second. Like I said, that link that's posted is my Give Send Go link. Thank you for everybody that has donated to that tonight, because the trip's coming up fast and it's going to help me get a decent hotel room, right? Because I don't want to stay in a crack shack. So thank you for everybody that's donated. If I missed you, I'll shout you out tomorrow. Let me just make sure I didn't miss anybody before I do this. And I'll just say thank you to everybody before I go. Let's see. Lottie McNutt. Okay. Lottie McNutt. That's a crazy name. Thank you for your donation. Let me like that. I don't know why you picked that name. Okay. And it don't have a comment. Anonymous giver. It says, I hope you get your media pass. Blue Rose Rambling. Thank you, Blue Rose. Just Pam. Thank you so much, Just Pam. Thank you, MPJ, for all you do. Sarah says, just a small amount to help. Thank you, Sarah. Angela. Thank you so much, Angela. Diane. Thank you, Diane. Helena. Thank you so much, Helena. Anonymous. Hi, I'm from Canada. Let you know Lily and Jack brought me to your channel. I have grandkids myself. Thanks for bringing awareness about the innocent children. Hopefully those little angels are found. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. Like I said, that goes into account that I have access to that'll help me on this trip that I'm about to take. And make sure y'all tune in to see what happens with me, right? Justice, right? Team Justice. And let's watch this man break down into tears when he gets the rest of his life in prison for the horrible things he did to Maddie Soto. Continue to pray for Jack and Lily, and pray that there's some justice for them, because that's what needed. praying to find them. I mean, that's good too. I just don't think that's really going to happen. But we need to RCMP Upchurch and Jelly Roll repaired things. Good, because I like Upchurch and I like Jelly Roll. All right. Or have they not repaired? They need to. All right. I like both of them. The rest of them country rapper dudes, yeah, whatever. But I like Upchurch and I like Jelly Roll. Yeah, I don't like to see them fighting with each other, right? And they've been Upchurch has kind of been going at Jelly Roll for a while. If I had to pick who I like better, I would go with Upchurch, to be honest. As far as videos and rap country music, I think Jelly Roll just does kind of country. It ain't so much rap, whereas Upchurch is rap country music. So I go with Church, but I hope they work out their problems too. So you guys be good. Thank you, like I said, for everybody who donated to help me out with this trip in Florida. I'll be back with you guys tomorrow. Rock and roll, baby. Until then, be good. Remember, if nobody else does, Dolly loves you. Peace.